And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AVGL's Collegiate League of Legends Championship. I'm Alexander OPL Oshambo. Joining me from across the pond is Stuart Sin McLeod. Sin, how are we doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, thank you. Just looking forward to getting into this game and watching Robert Morris versus UIC Flames. Sorry, UCI rather. It's going to be
Well,
an interesting game to watch, as we see Robert Morris has been one of these teams that's been one to watch in college esports history.
Well, it looks like we're going to be right back. It seems like we're just having a little bit of technical issues, guys. We're just going to sort that out. The game and stream have been a little bit rude to us tonight. And it's going to be good. It looks like I've sorted out my issues on my end, so hopefully we'll be getting back into this. And it looks like the game should be loaded on in. We should be synced back up. Sorry about that, guys. But like you said, Sin, it is Robert Morris University taking on the UIC Flames on the blue side for Robert Morris University. We have up in the top lane just some nobody on that Fiora. Mini Beasta in the jungle on the Gragas. In the mid lane on the Corki, it's going to be Hakvan. And on the ADC, it's going to be Mikey on that Zaya. And to round up the roster for that Alistar support, it's going to be Zip Nibbler.
And so we've got to think about, when you come in to look at this team, the Gragas Mini Bestia is a support main and is going to be playing that fill role for the team. And how well he can put up the numbers for the rest of his team as when you play that role, when you pick something like a Gragas or a Sejuani, you just have to play for the team. You're getting told, okay, you play the easiest champ there is in the jungle right now, and you just do what we tell you. On the other side of the rift, we're going to see in the top lane, it's going to be Gnar, ZN Delta, JOG Viking in the jungle, on that Jarvan. Songjin pulling out the Victor in the mid lane. That's going to be an interesting matchup to watch. Sorry, Vel'Koz rather, against the Corki. Osama on that Tristana, and Teddy Eddie rounding it out with a Rakan.
And you know what? You just talked about that. Gragas in the jungle. Mini Beasta, you're going against a Vel'Koz in the lane, not even running a cleanse. So you're going to be likely targeting this a lot for ganks, correct?
Well, to be honest, Vel'Koz being a rather mobile mid laner is somebody you will want to target. Has gone for the heal, maybe to survive a little bit more of an engage. As Corki really going to be going for that burst potential in lane when he gets that Triforce, maybe even just the Sheen completed to get the larger amount of auto attack damage down. When we think about the rest of the team though, we've got to think about how Mini Bestia can jump in on him, as you say, and be able to knock him out of his ultimate with the Gragas Barrel. And really, there's a lot of potential to shut him down.
No, yeah, if you can get this Vel'Koz down in the dumps, he's going to have a rough time here. But as long as he's able to stay on back, he does have that long-range artillery. And you already see this, a roam coming into the mid lane from this support Alistar. Mikey's pushed up the lane quite far, and I don't know if they have any vision yet. And in the mid lane, it looks like Nibbler's going to show himself. He gets the flash. Pulverize coming on in. Ignite is ticking, but here comes Viking over the wall. There's going to be a flash from the Corki, but Van is going to get taken down there by Viking. That's first blood going over to Robert Morris University. It's not a great start here for the Flames.
And now Viking finding that early pressure. Ooh.
Able to knock him back in, so they're able to trade the jungler for the mid laner here overall, and they're able to get some gold here on to that Gragas. Unfortunately, Corki not able to pick up an assist in the end, though.
Yeah, Mini Bestia getting rolling, getting those counter ganks coming in fairly early on, just to be able to get some gold in his pocket, which is going to help keep up with the clear speed of JOG Viking. But right now, we can't really say much more than that. We've still got a long way to go in the game. Just a case of how can Gragas impact those mid-game team fights? Can he land those big barrels later on that will be able to secure them crucial picks?
You can already see up in that top lane, we do have that Fiora versus Gnar matchup. Gnar has a little bit of a save time here early, but once you know that Fiora can go for the all-in. Speaking of an all-in, down in bot side, Nibbler going aggressive yet again. Being very aggressive here with that Alistar. Making the roam mid, already looking out as to be a player to watch for here.
What Alistar tends to do is, if he's got a pushing bot lane, you can roam up to that mid lane, try and make those plays. Obviously, at level 2, you've got the Headbutt Pulverize combo straight away to be able to punish enemy mid laners. If you can get a big playoff, you can actually get a snowball rolling for your team that can be crucial going forward.
And you can see up in that top lane, Delta had to blow that flash, the gank coming on by that Gragas. So already a lot of pressure coming out from this jungler, looking very good so far.
So it's just a case of what we're looking at for the teams now. We've got to look towards the later stages of the game because really neither of these teams have these really strong early game champions. You look at like Fiora, Vel'Koz, Tristana, Corki. They all want to scale into the late game and see how much they can try and become these big damage carries. Corki obviously wants to get those multiple crit items, same as Tristana. And Vel'Koz, he's going to be looking to see how much he can land of the life form disintegration ray in those team fights. See if he can get the true damage onto multiple members.
And taking a look here at the thing, actually Viking might be caught out here. He doesn't have any mana for the flag drag. Mikey is coming on over to help secure the kill. Looks like they want to try and give it over to their ADC. Mikey gonna pick up that kill. And RMU able to now take a small little gold lead as well as that kill lead and get some gold onto this bot lane.
Now, having the Tristana get a couple kills early can be so crucial in terms of what you want to do as the late game hyper carry of your team. Obviously, once you start getting that Infinity Edge, you don't really have the best DPS. It's only really when we see Infinity Edge plus Static Shiv. That's when Tristana starts hitting like an absolute monster, and how much she can burst people with those empowered auto attacks from the Static Shiv. And if you go Warlord's Bloodlust as well, it just makes that a little bit quicker. It can be so beneficial in terms of how strong you are just at 2 items, which really, if you look in the past of ADCs, the big crit ADCs took maybe 3 or 4 items to have that same sort of impact.
Well, just taking a quick look here now across the map. We have a small little CS lead starting to form here for just some nobody. Has to still back, though, has used that teleport. Meanwhile, Zen Delta can come back, but see this in the mid lane. RMU want to try and get this Vel'Koz down all the way. He tries to make the ultimate happen. He's going to try and turn it around. He picks up 1 kill in the end, but this Corki now able to funnel some gold onto their mid lane. And really, if you're going even overall, up in topside, actually, Delta is able to use that ultimate to knock back some nobody right now. Nobody needs to kite around this star to try and proc the ultimate, but doesn't have a whole lot of mana. It doesn't have a whole lot of health, so won't be committing to that just yet.
We really got to wait until the point where Just Some Nobody is going to be that big carry performance in the top lane. Early on, Fiora does struggle. Unless you're against a matchup of the full tank that doesn't really have the ability to get rid of you with those early few levels, then you'll just see Fiora scale up to the point where she can just chunk you with that true damage. And she'll be able to chase you down the lane with the massive movement speed that was given back to her this patch. But it's even more oppressive in lane.
Coming out here right now, there is the possibility the Water Drake is on the table here. RMU kind of have the inside track here, but look at the punishment here from this Alistar. He says hello again in mid lane. Van getting the damage on. Viking has come on over to support the mid laner now, but guess what? Mikey has roamed up as well. Has that ultimate, going to have that Featherstorm as well to finish off the kill. Not even going to use it. Teleport coming in from Delta. It's going to get canceled though the last second. He knows he's outnumbered, and RMU just punishing this Vel'Koz.
And with the Vel'Koz going down, now it's going to be a lot of an easier time for the Corki. Of course, you can push down that mid lane. And when the Corki does start to get to the late game, it's interesting because you can look at the fact that he has gone teleport this game. Once Corki gets that Triforce and starts to get that ability to chunk through towers, once he has the package as well, he can pretty much just exist in a side lane. You've got the movement speed to collapse without using teleport. And even if you need to go all the way to bot lane from top lane, you have the teleport, then you can use the package. It just means that you're guaranteed to be able to get that big play used with the package. It doesn't really go to waste.
Well, you can see pings starting to form around this Water Drake. Teleport up in the top side right now to answer for this gank. Viking has come on over. Parry was already used. Beautiful package is actually able to interrupt the flag drag, but here comes the ultimate from Gnar. Gets the stun, they get the kill on Just Some Nobody. Gnar, Delta, able to pick one up for himself. He wants another Viking. Gonna use that Thunderlord's proc with the flag to finish off the kill, but meanwhile, in that bot side, RMU able to pick up a Water Drake.
And I've got to be honest with you, Opal, I've been kind of lagging this. It's kind of frozen on the feed for me. I'm still looking at the clock on 001. This is the dream.
Well, we'll have to see here right now. Not too sure what's going on there.
Oh, there we go.
Be fixing it up quite shortly.
Now I can see the game. I spent 9 minutes flagging it, but now I can actually give you some proper analysis.
Well, you see, it happens sometimes. We've been having some technical difficulties tonight, but not out of the ordinary. Still quite early in the season, so hopefully those get ironed out over the next couple days. But we got some more action here to watch here.
straight away I've got some talking points here, because you can talk about the Rakan not actually building the Ardent Sensor, instead has chosen to the sidestep, but he's still getting punished.
Getting punished a lot right now. Nibbler on this Alistar has been so aggressive, goes in at every opportunity it's presented for him, and has really been successful for it. Viking is going to spot out Mini here in the brush. They're going to clear out that ward, luckily in the area in case they go for a tower dive.
And with the ability to roam around on the Alistar, you've seen how much it has impacted the game. 0-0-4, 100% kill participation for his team. As we see Songjin getting chunked out in the mid lane. We've got, going back to that point, the Rakan not going for the Ardent Sensor that we normally see, instead choosing to get those wards down, acknowledging the pressure that is being applied to them in the bot lane. But really, it slows down the usefulness of the Tristana, because the Ardent Sensor is such a huge spike for her.
No, it's huge. Once you're able to get that, it usually decides a lot of lanes right now. Luckily, Mikey has those 2 kills. Up in topside, though, just some nobody is going to go aggressive here. Delta is able to stun him into the wall, follows it up with another one. He takes the kill. And this Gnar is not afraid of the duelist up here in top lane. Now up 2-0-1 as far as the KDA goes. Van is going to spot out Viking right now. Luckily, just going to sidestep that. Viking, not too sure where the rest of the team was. Bot was missing, so he's going to go ahead and just try and clear out that pink ward at mid.
So I want to go quickly back to that top lane, and it was the Mega Gnar bait. He just stood in front of the Fiora, and she used the riposte, trying to preempt the stun, and it just meant that she was free to be slammed into that wallop straight after, and she had no escape from Delta. So refreshing to see a Gnar being able to punish the Fiora.
Nibbler, yet again, coming to mid lane. Luckily, Songjin able to predict that one. Does use the flash, though, to get out, so he doesn't really have any safety left. And if we know Nibbler by this point, I think this was the 4th time he's been mid.
The thing is, you can see all the wards all the way up the river. Songjin should be preempting this. He just keeps on getting punished by it. And for some reason, they've not clocked that this is happening so often.
You can see Mikey and them applying pressure. Songjin looking to try an ult here right now. Gragas was in the area, maybe thinking about body slamming to end that ultimate channel, but decides not to underneath the tower. And that's the big thing here. This mid lane, you have this Corki that's starting to get a pretty big CS advantage. 5 waves, actually. That's 30 CS.
It's really become a huge advantage for him, and that's because of the pressure that the bot lane's been playing, where it forces Vel'Koz out even for another 10-20 seconds where he is denied 5 CS. It's so crucial. We've got to talk about the advantage. On the other side, though, the only thing really making up for it on the other side, where we can see ZN Delta trying to fight the Fiora in the top lane and consistently getting an advantage for himself. He's got the 10 CS lead. He's got the 2 kill lead. And he's trying to pull that one back for his team. But really, what we're going to struggle to see here is how Gnar holds onto the advantage for the entire game. And just a nobody, he's shown the weakness on the carry. He is known for more of a tank player. Ooh. As he's actually his most played champions are the likes of Nautilus and Gragas Urgot in the top lane. And so seeing him on this carry is a little bit interesting. It's something that maybe you wouldn't have expected from it. It feels like he's just gone, you know what, I can stomp you, Delta. And now he's being punished for it.
Nautilus, that's a name I haven't heard for a very long time up in top. It's been a while since we've seen...
It's not a story that Riot would tell you.
No, they won't. They don't like the ninjas and submarines fighting up in top lane, which was pretty much the go-to for the first half of this season. But new patches, new meta comes along here, and Viking might get caught out in the jungle. They're going to catch him out. The headbutt is going to come on in to try and interrupt him. Teleport coming in, though, from Delta. He doesn't have Mega Gnar available, though. He just ran out. Viking gets taken down. RMU in this choke point right now have an opportunity to really open up the game if they want to. Vel'Koz, a beautiful knock-up comes down on 3 members of RMU. Delta picks up a kill. Mikey uses the Feather Storm to put down the feathers, doesn't rip them back just yet, and they're going to disengage. Nice little turnaround here for the Flames.
That's managed to get them a little bit of respite for now because they lost their jungler, but they've made up for it by taking down the Corki, and now they're going to try and get the mid lane tower off the back of it, which of course would give them the first tower gold in the game, a huge chunk of gold directly into their pockets. Now they're trying to catch Fiora.
Just some nobody went on in. The Gnar ultimate brought him on back. The kill goes on over to Mikey now, 3-0 and 0 on that Xayah. Gonna back off right now. And that bot lane for RMU has so much gold in their pocket and just keep on the pressure, roaming around. And right now we have skirmishes everywhere.
The over-aggression, staying over that tower a little bit too long, and they get punished for it. They get collapsed back upon. And it wasn't really necessarily all the members being collapsed on at once. It was just a case of Fiora jumped in. Yeah, we can kill her. Na goes in on it. Everybody else instantly runs away. And it leaves him high and dry, but it's really punished again from UIC, UCI rather, and it's just going to be them taking control of this dragon pit, and now they're going to look for this infernal dragon to aid the scaling of that composition even further. We talked about the Xayah, the Fiora, and the Corki. This is just going to make that even stronger.
All right, now on top of that Scuttle Crab, they have the speed boost to move around. Delta doesn't have Mega Gnar available to him, doesn't have that ultimate around for about 20 seconds here. They're going pretty aggressive in this choke point. A double knockup is going to come on through. Viking gets interrupted during the flag drag, able to get on in. He gets bursted down though. Kill goes on over. Explosive Casket's going to put back Osama. A beautiful missile coming out from Corki. That's a triple kill for the mid laner here of Robert Morris University. They want more. Delta trying to survive right now, going to his second tier tower, but that Infernal Drake is RMU's.
And they earned it after that 3 kills there, and we saw the Gragas barrel. We said he needed to shut down the Vel'Koz ultimate, doing just that. And then Bestia showing he's not just a support main, he can pull out the jungle mechanics when he needs to.
Waiting here right now. They get a little bit of a nice gold lead here, 2,000 gold at 16 minutes. They're going to look to try and secure the first tower of the game and get their team the extra 1,000 gold across the board. And RMU, after looking a little bit shaky, a lot of skirmishes, are starting to get a little bit of a gold lead here.
And this has got to hurt so much for Flames, knowing you were so close to being able to get that tower in the mid lane, knowing that you'd made the big play to try and get yourself some momentum in the game, to then lose that first tower bot, and now you're down 3k gold, you're down 2 dragons, and wondering what can we do to get back in the game. And what we got to say in response to that is utilizing those mid-game team fights to great effect, because we need to see Na TPing in with the Mega Gnar available, slamming multiple people into walls, following up on maybe a Jarvan Cataclysm. Then, of course, they've got the Vel'Koz, they've got the Rakan to help set that up even more, but you've got the full burst potential, and Tristana will just be given so much time to be able to DPS the opposing members if she is given the time with multiple members being knocked up. It's just becoming a case of they've got to survive until those later stages of the game. And then it's a double-edged sword, because we know there's Fiora and Xayah on the opposing team. I feel like Tristana does outscale the Xayah. Xayah's a little bit more safe, but Tristana, the DPS threat, even bigger. Na is going to be reliant on his team fight impact to beat out the Fiora. And then Vel'Koz, he just has to try and remove Corki from the game.
Well, that is the objective. They were able to pick up that Rift Herald, so now have the ability to answer maybe a turret somewhere else on the map, and really, if they are able to
it's a consolation prize.
It is a consolation prize, but for them, if they're able to find a good fight, they could really open up a base if they have the opportunity, especially in that mid lane. They did take out that first tier, though.
See, generally what you got to look at when you got a Rift Herald from behind is the fact that it's not necessarily for making proactive plays. If you're trying to make proactive plays from behind, normally you get caught out, collapsed on easily, and killed. It's normally used so you can see 3 members start pushing mid lane. You use that Rift Herald top lane and trade even on objectives. So you don't go down further in gold, but you don't really make much of a catch-up. It's all about the ability to just keep the gold close enough for that little bit longer.
Nibbler playing very aggressive here underneath the tower, is going to try and stun up Teddy Eddie. Luckily, he's able to run away there with that dash, but Mini Beasta has roamed on up. They're just going to get some more damage on that tower, but looks like they want to try and maybe dive this on the next wave.
They've been setting this one up, and they've got the CC. The Alistar did not use his ultimate.
There we go.
Oh, but that one goes wide this time for Bestia.
Yeah, gets the flash, or at least the jump, never mind, of Osama there. They do pick up the turret in the end, and luckily get out of there before Viking roams on up. So Mini using the explosive cast as well as the flash for himself just to try and get a turret here. Knockup coming on in, very aggressive play coming out here. Van flashes on in, gets the missile to land. Viking though, gonna use that Cataclysm right on top of Corki.
God,
Nibbler
cheeky.
saving his teammate, but it's not enough. Viking picks up the kill with the Q. And now Nibbler trying to run away here. Teddy Eddie, though, gets that knockup. He gets knocked up again by the flag drag. And Viking He's trying here right now. He's just trying to delay. Mikey has come on down from top side. They're going to try and turn this around. Viking picks up the kill. Charm lands onto Mikey right now. Featherstorm used right at the moment. Mini has to come on in to support his ADC, looking to maybe land a body slam. Viking going down quite low. Ooh. Feathers rip back, but a little too late there from Mikey.
Juking out the stationary feathers there from Viking, but he does get out alive. Still has the Rift Herald though, and you got to think the time is running out in which he can use that Rift Herald. And it's going to be a case of, can he find the impact with it? Or will he just accidentally put it down pretending it's a ward? I know that's happened quite a few people over the years, so it's over the year, where you just end up going, yeah, I'll put down my trinket here. And then you realize you still have Rift Herald and start summoning it.
Well, waiting here right now. Still has a little bit here on that Rift Herald. Has about a minute before it has to be used. Will likely just be thrown into a side lane. Maybe because
it's probably going to end up being wasted, which is really sad because, as you mentioned, it was one of the few, quote, catch-up mechanics left in the game for them right now. And they're still only 2k down. They did manage to find a little bit of an advantage off of those couple kills. But now this Rift Herald, they have to try and force it up top lane here with Songjin and Viking.
And you're starting to see a lot of gold leads starting to take place here for RMU. They got about a 2k gold lead in that bot side with the ADCs. They might try and make a play up in top lane if they want to go for it. Mini's going to back on off. Was trying to take the Gromp. Looks like Van is just going to be able to clear out this Rift Herald. So Songjin just at least trying to make him pay for it. Trying to get some poke. Does land it beautifully. Viking is here. They might go for the dive right now. Valkyrie's out. Viking on the follow-up right here. Here comes the Vel'Koz ultimate, and it's going to pick up the kill.
And with the Rift Herald, at least they managed to bait an advantage for themselves. They get a tower and a kill. We saw that Corki desperately trying to poke out the Rift Herald so it wouldn't be able to kill the tower in one hit. Because, of course, the Rift Herald damage is based on its own heat. So by chunking out that little bit, did mitigate some of the damage, but it wasn't enough because he ended up getting chunked himself by the Vel'Koz the entire time, to the point where it was just an easy, simple dive from Viking to finish that one off.
Well, now we have hit that 22-minute mark, so we're going to start seeing some vision come around this Baron pit. There's a lot of pinks coming out here for UIC. We're going to have to see what they can do to at least prevent any attempts. Because that Xayah right now, 3-0 and 2, can start ripping through objectives. They also have that Infernal Drake. And you know, that Water Drake is quite useful for them later on because it's just spawning a new one. They could start to look to stack these.
It's going to be incredibly useful if they can start getting these stacking. Of course, the massive amount of regeneration you get from both HP and mana will just be so beneficial to your entire composition. In this, really, you can poke people out with the Corki. You can back off the heal back up, and you get the infinite mana. But Zibbler going in, and Nibbler going in there, but not really going to find anything off the back of it. We'll back off. They're just trying to get the zone control around this dragon pit to be able to clear out the wards and set up for taking it. Don't want to make a risky play. They don't want to get caught out by a team fighting.
Delta right now trading blows with just some nobody. He's going to go into that Mega. Still getting some vision around this dragon. Still waiting up for it right now. The ultimate's actually popped there by Fiora up in top side. We're not going to be able to see it. Meanwhile, in mid lane, in the jungle, knockback onto Songjin. They're going to pick up the kill on Corki. Delta running for his life right now, not able to get away. And Fiora picks up the kill, but the rest of the team now roaming up. But guess what? RMU is following them through their jungle. Looks like just some nobody took the right path. They're going to get out just fine, so able to pick up 2 kills across the map, 1 in top lane and 1 in the mid jungle.
Now we have to start thinking about where they can utilize this advantage, getting these 2 kills. Not choosing to go for the dragon right now, instead looking to brute force up mid lane, knowing that a couple of members are down so they can try and even dive this turret with the Alistar, should they need to, and should it be defended too hard, but no, it's going to be Flames just knowing that they can't really force too hard in defense of this. And they're going to be giving over that mid-tier 1, which opens up the map so well, knowing that the top and bot tier 1s are on. They can now push vision deep into the enemy jungle. Start catching members face-checking where they don't have vision. Get a couple more picks, and that can set them up perfectly for that Baron.
And we're interested to see how this goes, because it's really the first time we've seen RMU here. They are one of the more higher-ranked teams when it came to ULOL over in the spring. And right now, they have started to push advantages, but we need to see how they can close out games even with small advantages.
Really, if you're looking at a small advantage being closed out, it's systematically choking out your opponent with vision control, as I was alluding to. You can see that they've managed to put a few wards down into the enemy jungle, but really, this is... Look, it's just literally walking in, landing one auto attack, and that's pretty much it. It's very minimal pressing vision right now. We've got to see a little bit more of playing on the forecheck, if you will, where they just try and go into the enemy jungle and really press them out of their own position. With start to find some jungle camps for themselves, choke out the resources of the opponent, and it makes it so much harder for the side of Flames to get back into the game. And they don't have even their own jungle camp.
And we mentioned those water drakes. You know, Songjin, if he wants to try and get some poke down, he has to be very consistent in landing it, because really, if you're on the side here of RMU and you don't like your health bars, you can just back off for a couple seconds and start regening.
It's definitely hard to be able to consistently poke members out and get them low enough to get that execute with the ultimate. So what he is relying on is the engage from Viking, Delta, and Teddy Eddy. He has to be the follow-up to that. He has to be the guy on the backline chunking them out. But if Mini Bestia does his job correctly, they'll be able to stop much of Songjin's damage from even touching anybody, because the moment he's going to pop that ultimate animation, he should already be knocked out of it.
Well, you can see just some nobody down in that bot side, keeps up that split push pressure. Delta has been answering it quite good, but he's been getting a little scary in those moments. That Fiora started to scale up, has that Black Cleaver, has the pickaxe, has the Vampiric, as well as that Tiamat. So is starting to be able to go toe-to-toe as long as she goes for an all-in. If Delta's able to kite her back, he's usually okay, but has to be a bit careful here. Can't go into an all-in against this VR right away.
Now he's got the Frozen Mallet, he can kite her back a little bit easier and chase her down. It's just a case of keeping her at bay long enough to be able to survive that damage. Because if she sticks to you, that's where you've got a problem. And you got to think, maybe he's going to itemize towards the Thornmail right now, try and mitigate some of that healing coming out of the Fiora, especially when she has the Vampiric Scepter right now.
You can see they really want to try and push up this top lane. They didn't see Viking go back, so didn't start that Baron attempt up in top side. The package comes out, Songjin going down quite low. He gets taken out by the auto attack. The burst potential of this Corki now starting to shine on through. Meanwhile, in bot side, it's Meganar versus that Fiora. Grand challenge is Poc, but she is not going to be able to proc any of that. And the Baron actually started up here for RMU.
The Grand Challenge being used very liberally just to pressure out ZN Delta. But now we see the Baron being engaged upon. It's going down very low. Can Viking find the steal?
2,000 right now. Viking needs to get into the pit. He goes on and he steals the Baron away! And he's able to go off the ball and go on to Nibbler right now. It looks like he might be able to get out. The rest of RMU come on over the wall right now, looking to finish off some members. They get rid of Teddy Eddy. Flash over the wall into the red pit right now. It's back, and he's looking to get the kill. The flash comes out from Osama, but Mickey, who's going to pick up the kill. And a save there from Viking, able to contain RMU just for a little bit here, but they lose members.
RMU there, they opt in for the 50-50. That crucially is the mistake. Zib Nibbler sat there by the wall, ready to try and knock Viking away when he went in for the steal. They just end up switching places directly, and he ends up being the target for the Cataclysm to get Viking back out over the wall. Horrible choices there made by Zib Nibbler, and it ends up costing his team the Baron, and that allows the side of Flames to turtle around this Baron buff. They can just happily clear waves, maybe push out and try and pick up a tier 1 somewhere. But it gives them this chunk of gold for now and ensures that the game won't fall apart for a few minutes.
They're able to just mitigate this bleeding, stop it, it seems. RMU having to now just clear out these Baron waves. Only on a couple members though, so that is the plus for them. Have to see what can be used here. Maybe they can try and turn around some of this gold, regain something, maybe take a tower. Really, if you're UIC at the moment, you're just hoping for anything.
The problem is for UIC right now is it's so hard to get anywhere past that mid lane because all the vision, as we said, is based around that river area. Because there's no waves in their favor, they've got to push out, just take control of their own jungle first, and then they can start to look towards pushing the waves further than that. if they go anywhere beyond the river, they're looking to be caught out and looking to die almost immediately.
Well, up in top side, Flash came out from just some nobody, gets all 4 procs with the grand challenge. Viking locking himself in it, uses the flag drag to get away. He's gonna get chased down here slowly. The Qs from Fiora on quite a short cooldown. Viking, he knows what's coming, and there's the kill going on to just some nobody.
He's starting to get rolling now, but he's being collapsed on by Teddy Eddie.
Yeah, Osama and Teddy Eddie, they're going to get that ultimate with the Recon and pick him up. But meanwhile, in bot side, RMU are pushing down this second-tier tower. Van might have overstayed.
Oh.
Beautiful interruption, though, from Songjin. Right now, Beasta not able to do much there. They're able to stop that Vel'Koz ultimate from going on through, but Van still goes down to the Gnar auto attacks. They're at least going to stop the siege here at the inhibitor tower.
And now we got to look at this. Oh! So we see Zed and Delta going in for the flank. He finds one.
Finds one. Nibbler going down quite low is going to get shredded down by Osama on that Tristana. Has got a double kill. Looking for more possibly. Trying to go on the hunt. They're going to start up the dragon instead.
Mini Bestia is here, but going in for the steal would be almost certain suicide here, so he's going to back off. And this one's going to be a clean Ocean Drake and a lifeline for Flames. The Baron buff did end up coming for something. It wasn't necessarily in taking a tower off the back of it, but it was as it ended, the enemy team committing too hard to a play in the bot side, get a tower for it, but then they'd lose multiple members. But really, we say the tempo is still fully in the control of Robert Morris right now. They still look to be the victors of this game, just from the sheer pressure they have with all the towers they've already taken, with the dragons they've already taken. But you gotta think, maybe there's a way, if Flames can make a couple more plays like that they can get back into it.
Now that gold lead has quite shrunken right now, only about 1.5k. Viking gonna go on over back into his jungle. And now it's just kind of the waiting game. Let's see who's gonna make the overcommitment, who's gonna overstep in a lane and get punished for it. Because really, no Baron on the table here for a couple minutes. It's gonna be quite slow until then.
It's just a case of waiting for it and seeing if they can bait a team fight around time of the Baron. They've already given one over to a steal, and they've got to be very careful that they don't give over another one in the same way. Maybe they'll get some PTSD from it. Start to maybe put some vision deeper. Try and go, okay, we're going to start up Baron to bait them in, but that's all we're doing, baiting them in. We go instantly for a team fight. We make the call to collapse on multiple members, rather than leave it for the 50-50 smite.
Songjin and the team just clearing out that mid lane. Delta gonna get poked out here. Looks like Van actually went ahead and showed where he was, so just gonna keep up that pressure up in top side. As Nibbler on that support, looking to just clear out the wards. It's just a vision game right now. 2 minutes until that Baron pops up. Oh,
just
look at
as
this,
you say.
Viking goes on in onto Mikey right now, is going to get charmed. Featherstorm comes on out. He gets exhaust as well. Cataclysm right on top of him. Meanwhile, Van going super aggressive onto Osama. He picks up that kill, but at the cost of his life. Teleport coming in now from just some nobody, looking to finish off some kills in behind. Viking getting kited back there by Mikey. That's going to be a kill going on over to the Xayah. And right now, Delta looking for that Fiora, but they're kind of in this choke point. They might want to try and back off.
The fact that the Fiora going 1v3 manages to scare them off there and they don't get the kill onto her just shows you how strong she is at this point in the game. And although she's not going to be a solo carry right now, she needs the space to be able to do that from the rest of her team. Managing to find small advantages at times like this are so crucial. So we see 35 minutes, nearing that second Baron spawn, and we got to see how her side lane pressure can maybe bait multiple members into collapsing on her again so they can make a play like that.
Well, they're sieging down this tower pretty fast. They're going to go ahead and take it. Now, if you're UIC, you got to wonder, how can we stop this? What can we do to kind of turn this one around? Got to get that vision back down, as RMU are going to leave that top jungle. Gives them a chance to clear it out.
Yeah, they don't want to be face-checking too deep. You see, they're afraid to even walk into their own red buff. As Osama needed to wait for his support to be there as well. Not really aware that she was sitting directly on top of a ward as she did so. But Viking gonna help him clear out that one. But they need to take control of this river vision. At least a little bit. To slow down RMU and that speed they can take down the Baron with double AD carry setup.
And you can see this 5-item Corki can just rip through a carry if he gets in range. You saw it in the last fight. Osama had no choice. Got instantly taken out. It was kind of a suicide attempt there by Hakavan, but he was able to pick up the kill. And that's a big member. If you get rid of that Tristana, you get rid of a lot of sustained damage in the fights.
And now we're going to be seeing where Corki goes next, because it's likely to be that Void Staff as his attack damage is mostly magic damage right now. And instead, it's instead of the AD that it was previously, as they did really make it almost purely magic. It means that 80% of his overall magic damage is magic now. It means that the Void Staff became even more valuable, though the item he went 6th previously.
We'll have to see right now. Nibbler playing super aggressive here. They're in a choke point against the Vel'Koz. That could turn on their head. They pick up the kill onto Teddy Eddie. Get rid of the support. Osama walking on up. You can see the damage. Zip Nibbler almost going down. Close. Here comes the resets. They pick up a kill. Get rid of the support. They're trading 1 for 1. Now, in the Cataclysm, Mini has to try and walk away. He used that. Here comes the Vel'Koz. Oh, going through so many members. Osama now starting to go up. Picks up another kill. Looking to pick up another one. That's going to be shut down. Gets the resets. That's going to be a triple kill overall. Meanwhile, in the base, though, just some nobody almost taking down Z and Delta.
Although he finds that, the 4 members go down, crucially, as Baron buff spawns, which means that twice in a row, Flames are going to pick up the Baron. Is on a nice edge for them. If they'd lost that fight, that could have been game over. Been Baron into a clean closeout from RMU, but instead, Osama shows up, gets the kills for his team, and they pull back the game. And now it's almost even again in gold, even though it's 7 towers to 2.
And you know, this Tristana, if she doesn't get targeted, she can rip through these carries on the side of Robert Morris University. So you have to at least kill her immediately, because that was the big thing. She wasn't bursted down by Van or Mikey, and Nibbler wasn't able to get the CC on her, and she was just able to rip apart the team.
It's just, yeah, it's so much focus has been killing the front line for both of these teams. But we saw in that fight, the moment that the Corki arrived, the moment he stepped even remotely into the damage range, Songjin blew him to pieces. And then
Nibbler, he used the heads body slam right there. I'm not too sure what happened.
Wasted.
Yeah, a lot was blown there by both supports. Used the flash to try and pick out the Vel'Koz, but now the Dragon, the Elder Drake, going to be only a 1 stack there, but RMU have to decide what they want to try and do here. They use the Righteous Glory to try and get on in. Teddy taking a lot of damage here. Delta on the front side, looking to pick up members. They pick up the Elder Drake. They get the knock-up. They get the stun. They get the Cataclysm right onto the ADC. Shutdown comes out for back. Meanwhile, on the other side of the river, it's a fight back and forth. It's going to be a double kill here for the Corki. Songjin and Osama still alive, though. Those are the carries you have to take down, and with an Elder Drake buff, they can burn right through you.
But with the Elder Dragon, they still lost the team fight. That's a 3 for 3. A 3 for 2, rather. And it's going to be that RMU just making that collapse onto them as they maybe used so much onto the Rift Herald. That it was actually a lot harder fight than it should. Eddie had blown the quickness just prior, meaning that he didn't have it to catch out a couple of members. It ended up being the fight on 2 fronts. And really ended up being RMU winning both sides.
Well, they lose that Elder Drake, but they pick up members. They get rid. So we'll have to see what they can do right here. It's a tough, it's on a knife's edge at the moment. 1 fight can end this game. We'll have to see which team decides to take it. It's dead even in this small gold leads at this point. Even if they were 2,000 or 3,000 apart, it doesn't matter. They're pretty much at the same point in the game.
And everybody nearing 6 items now, but here's what I do respect. Look at how many pink wards are in the inventory of Flames right now. They acknowledge that it's hard for them to find any real vision pressure in the game because they've been pushed back so far. So when they're pushing forward, they need all of these pink wards because they could be cleared instantly. So 3 in the inventory of Teddy, 3 in the inventory of Viking, and 2 for Delta. It just shows how they're going to play as a team, not just as individuals.
Waiting here, just some nobody looking to maybe stop the back. Decided to go for the minions instead, so Not going to stop that Gnar from going anywhere. You can see that Gnar super tanky right now, has that Frozen Mallet, has that Gargoyle Stone Plate, as well as the Thornmail. And that was kind of a thing I was a little bit wondering about this team comp from RMU. They're all mainly physical damage with a hybrid, but they might catch out Delta here in the jungle. Here comes Songjin on that Vel'Koz. You can see immediately they don't want to fight there. Up in topside though, Osama going back and forth. He stops the Valkyrie with the Buster Shot, picks up the kill.
And the Mortius crucially saving his life as well. The field was blown. Now Delta just trying to catch out just some nobody, but it was a trap being laid as Alistair, the Xayah, sat just around the corner waiting for him to step even slightly too far forward. And this speaks to how the situation is for Flames game right now. Every time something looks a little bit good for them, they seem to be punished for it, but this time they're trying to force something down mid lane.
Possibly right now. You can see Viking zoning off the team. Osama onto that tower. If he gets near any of them, he can burst right through them. Zien Delta has to run away here. Flash pop by just some. Nobody uses the grand challenge. You can see that Gnar bar getting so low with the health bar. And Delta gets taken down up in bot side. And that forces the rest of the team to immediately back off.
Even though Gnar had such a strong early game, you can't hold down the Fiora for that long. She is consistently finding these kills onto him. It's only a matter of time before she can burst open the space and help end the game. And that is exactly what is happening right here. But she's being collapsed on.
Yeah, she is. She's able to dodge out that knockup, but she's not able to dodge the auto attacks from the Tristana. The ultimate from Vel'Koz. Osama picks up a kill. Now, with a 4v5, do they want to try and pick a fight? Do they want to try and go for an objective? They're just getting a team. Here they go. Viking goes on in. He gets immediately knocked back. Looks like both teams not wanting to fight this. Still very scary here. Very tense moments, even with one member on each team going down.
And Viking trading his flash for Corki's there, so able to make an even trade. And we know which one of their two flash is more important. It is the Corki. He's one of the primary damage carries of his team. So just making him a little bit less safe in these team fights, and maybe you'll see Osama pick him off yet again. And that could be the crux of a turnaround for the side of Flames. Now Osama is being the hard carry that his team needs. He's on the 6th item. How long is it before he sells the next item? And how often is it we say this though, Opal? It's 42 minutes in and people have full item builds.
It's usually you don't see 42-minute games most of the time. A lot of how the meta is right now, if there's any kind of gold lead, usually gets snowballed pretty fast, but both teams playing safe. They want to play around these objectives. Baron is up in 50 seconds. Most likely where our next fight will take place. Gold dead even here. Mainly it is just Dragons separating these teams as far as objectives go. Though they do have that inhibitor down in the bot side, there's going to be super minions always threatening it.
And since Flames, we said about it a little bit earlier on, they died around that mid lane turret that they wanted to siege for the first tower. Since then, they've really been a lot more safe on what they've wanted to do. They've not disrespected RMU. Now, you could maybe argue in that one dragon fight they did, but other than that, it's just been consistently playing safe, playing with vision, playing cautiously, not trying to face check your opponent because you know you can get caught out at any moment, and that could be the end. So it bodes well for the side of Flames because they know they can play fairly well from behind. If the enemy does make mistakes, they've got to be able to punish them in that situation where they can get back into the game. Not really all that many mistakes being made by this late game team composition coming through from RMU.
They might just try and rush this one down. Baron has been started here by RMU. Look at it, it's going solo. Viking needs to make the hero play. Teddy goes on in though with the quickness, gets knocked on back. Baron still at 3,000 health. No one is committing to it. Viking goes on in, redemption pops right on top of the scuttle.
It's gonna be a third time it's stolen.
They're still not doing anything right now. It's just back and forth. Cataclysm goes in. Viking is down. That is a Baron for sure now for RMU. There's no smite available for them. Now they go in for the rest of the team. Getting shredded down. That's a double kill for this Corki. Trying to make it another one. Gnar ultimate comes on down, but it is not enough. A triple kill for Van. And they're looking to clean up the game, clean up the fight. They're looking to end this.
And they've got a big wave in the bot lane where Fiora took down that inhibitor. Be the end of the game most likely here. There's 44 minutes. The slugfest is looking to come to an end, and it comes off of the back of really Flames being forced to engage around that Baron. They knew if they gave it over, it was likely... They make that last-ditch effort to save the game. It doesn't work out, and this is going to be game 1 going over to Robert Morris.
RMU solidify their place here and take game 1 of the best of 2 after a chaotic game, to say. Nonetheless, enjoyed it a lot, going all the way to the 45-minute mark here at AVGL. Super excited to see what other games we have on task tonight.
We got to think about what that means for the side of Robert Morris. They did manage to get some early game advantages for themselves, but really that wasn't the tail of the game. The early game advantages snowballing the game out of control. It was really a slugfest back and forth where we saw Delta had his own advantage that he created in the top lane, constantly killing back and forth. This is a 52 kill game in 44 minutes. That's incredible. Over a kill per minute.
Well, with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and send it off to the break. When we come on back, we're going to get our next match just up and running quite shortly, so do stick around. We'll see you right after this.
Hang on the flag, it's never done. No stand still, stay on the run. Found what it takes to catch the sun. You know I will, I know you will. Nothing can separate me now. It's coming in closer all around. I feel it in the air.
And welcome back, guys. We're here for Game 2 between RMU and UIC Flames. After a very close one, RMU were able to take Game 1. So we should see how this one's panning out. We see a lot of the same champions, but kind of on some opposite teams. Sin, what do we got?
So we got the support switch. We see Teddy Eddie and Zib Nibbler switch champions this time around. We saw Zib roaming mid a few times early on, getting crucial advantages. And now we'll see if he can do the same on this Rakan, not on the Alistair. That's going to be Teddy Eddie. But the thing is, with the support switch, it's actually more beneficial for the side of RMU because they get the buff having Rakan with Zib.
You know, too, also here, you can see up in the summoner spells is that UIC, they are very afraid of the amount of CC on the table here from RMU.
Oh, no.
You could just see 2 cleanses.
But look at the miscommunication here. There's not even the heal in the bot lane. I have to assume that it's a miscommunication, and rather than an actual choice, because it feels so weird to not have a defensive summoner at all for these fights in the bot lane. It means that it's going to be a lot harder for Osama to have a lot of safety in this bot lane, knowing that we could see Sejuani come down and try and catch her out. She could cleanse it, but the thing is, if your health bar has been bursted, it doesn't matter that you're not CC.
And like you said, yeah, it's a very aggressive combo. You have the Xayah Rakan combo in bot lane. It's considered one, if not the strongest bot lane duo. Literally champions made for each other. They can just be disgusting in the right hand. So, without that
some
heal,
people might say we're made for each other, Opal.
Oh, that's so kind of you, Sin.
I'll be your support.
Oh, cool. I'll be your ADC that flames you, so we'll be good. Actually, here in the jungle, we have a little bit of a smite battle. Viking is going to get over the wall, but Mini predicts it, flashes in front, looking to it. Viking picks up a smite heal, but here comes Van over the wall, flashing on over with the taunt. They're going to go ahead, pick up first blood just on some nobody on the Camille up in top lane. Great start here for RMU.
Nobody does pick it up, but I'm Camille and I'm Hell. Just comes in to land the last hit, runs all the way back to top lane again, but getting the blue buff means that she's got even better lane harass to be able to spam out this E as she takes a couple tower shots, but still chunking out Delta. And now we're going to talk a little bit about this top lane since segued into it nice. Just some nobody stepping away from the Fiora. This time to the Camille, another matchup where he wants to punish Gnar by getting on top of him and forcing him out. But now we have to talk about Osama being chunked out a little bit, but seems like he's going to be safe for now.
Well, you can see here already getting into it. Rather calm ever since the little bit of a jungle pressure that they saw there. Got punished for trying to go on that invade. Didn't even pick up any CS there. Just got the flash of... Yeah, no, Viking is in some real tough water right now. He's going to be behind. He doesn't have those buffs to help him clear it out. He still is Gragas, so he shouldn't have too much issues. Just going to slow him down in his ganks.
This is where the meme comes in, that jungle catch-up EXP for Viking, as he's currently still 2 levels down over Mini Bestia. And of course, the assist giving him even more of an advantage on the Sejuani. It's going to be a little while before we see Viking get to level 6, as Mini Bestia is going to be a lot closer. We'll see if he can use that timing with the level 6 without Viking having it to make a play, find an advantage, knowing that the counter gank is going to be that much less potent.
You can see just somebody using the grappling hook to juke around. Delta able to dodge that one. But with that blue buff, it's been able just to spam out the abilities, keep this Gnar under pressure. Pushing it to the tower, at least trying to. Hasn't been able to really force much CS to be lost, but hopefully she can get some help up there. Really snowball out of control, because Camille up in top lane, she gets any kind of lead. It's almost game over from the start.
It's just like Fiora, but unlike Fiora, she actually has an early game presence. Speaking of early game presence, Alex, we have to look at the mid lane here, as this is the only lane that we've not really talked about yet. We might not have a chance just yet, as Berklee takes another aggressive trade, non-stop aggression from both sides, but now we get a little bit of respite. We can talk about the Galio in the mid. He is a very good champion at being able to roam around, make these ultimate plays once he hits 6 to try and keep his team in it, and stop them being collapsed upon, and be that good follow-up engage if the team needs it. But at the same time, he does lose in lane very hard because he doesn't have the same lane pressure that the Victor does.
Oh, but here in bot side, Mini comes to answer the aggression from Teddy. Flash knockup from Nibbler. There's an Ignite used on top of that. Rakan doesn't matter. There's also a Cleanse used by Osama there. Was able to, I guess, use that in anticipation of the feathers being ripped on back, but doesn't matter. Mikey picks up a kill here in bot.
Cleanse is like heal. You can target on your ally, right? That's how it works.
Possible, you know, it's like Crucible, but a summoner spell. Nibbler, though.
Crucible, indeed, but now Osama getting chunked quite low. He's going to have to back off under his tower. We can see consistent advantages other than in the mid lane for RMU, and this is some nice pressure. Already coming out to a 1.2k lead. Now just some nobody getting on top of the Gragas.
Going very aggressive here, has 2 levels above Viking. Viking should be able just to walk out. But you can see RMU wanting to put down the hammer here for game 2. Being, you know, a group stage where every game matters, you want to try and make sure you get these clean 2-0s. After a very close game 1, they're looking to try and bounce back and show that was a fluke.
Of course, when it's best of 2, every game is that much more important, of course. The way it ends up working out is the second game twice as important as the first one in terms of points. So really what we're going to be seeing is RMU trying to ramp it up, get to that next level of play, and we're seeing that a little bit already. They're looking to be continuing the snowball as they go on. Nice little stun there, nice wallop onto just some nobody, but Delta not really going to get much more damage than that as the shield comes through.
Just looking to back there. Gonna end up teleporting back likely to the lane so he doesn't lose out on much farm. Has a little bit of a CS advantage with just some nobody going quite aggressive. Has been focusing heavily on the CS game, but should be able to catch back up. Has the kill to his advantage too, so can't argue. You can see Van in that mid lane on that Galio. That's really the lane that hasn't seen any pressure here across the board. Van just picking up the solo assist when he went to the jungle to help clean up Vikings' invade attempt.
But still, the 20 CS advantage for Songjin more than makes up for that. And with being on the Victor, very tough lane for you, because you know you've got to be able to get to 1,000 gold, and even if you bully out your opponent, even if you manage to get your opponent really low, you know that they were just back, and you can't back it if you don't have 1,000, but up in the top lane.
Look at how many people came up here just to try and get Delta. The flash is also used. That was 2 flashes, 3 ultimates coming out here from RMU. They do pick up the kill, though, and Delta doesn't have teleport to get back to that lane, and just some nobody can catch back up in that CS now, on top of having the kill advantage.
Now with 2 kills, looking to build towards the Triforce early on, and we're chunking these towers, and potentially becoming even more of a potent split pusher than Fiora. It's just a case of that 1v1 pressure, and one of the really interesting things you can look at from the composition of RMU in this game is the fact that they've got the combination of the Camille and Galio. You can Camille ultimate to lock somebody in place, and then the Galio ultimate is guaranteed to hit them.
Well, and speaking of, water drakes, we had so many of them in our last game, and to start us off, it's going to be another one, but they're looking to punish Nibbler for overextending here, or even walking too close to the bush. Osama picks up the kill with the ultimate and the charge. There was a TP used there by just some nobody to try and maybe counter. Actually, no, that was a TP in the mid lane from Van on the Galio.
You're just going back to mid to keep up the pressure on the wave, knowing he can blow that summoner because he just needs it to get back to lane. He plays similar to the way Shen does in that respect, where you leave your lane with your ultimate, you come back with... you consistently trying to keep up the lane pressure. You don't want to give up your tower early on for no avail.
You can see Osama, he has no mana right now, but still playing hyper aggressive.
No mana, no fear.
No mana, no fear, going for it. 100% here. Just looking to keep up the farm. Starting to slow down a bit here. He's starting to lose out on some, actually. Even with the kill on both of them. Hasn't been farming as well as Mikey, I guess. Delta gets stunned up here on top of the Scuttle Crab. He should be just fine as Gragas and them are going to come on over to provide some support. The 3 members of RMU up into this topside jungle of UIC could mean they're trying to get something. Maybe try and pick up that Rift Herald, possibly.
So one of the things that isn't really referred to enough with Sejuani is this Frost stack. The E you can throw out onto somebody, stun them in place for a couple seconds. When you auto-attack somebody after they're stunned, it does 10% of the maximum HP. That is a huge amount. We'll see if you can use it again in the top lane.
Delta has nowhere to run right now. Mini picks up the kill. The 2 ultimates basically off cooldown, used right away. And now really starting to punish this Gnar. Delta is going to need some help here.
He's struggling, and this is what happens when you are Gnar in one of these matchups. You don't get the advantage early. You can be camped so hard, but now Songjin...
oh, Songjin.
With the chain gank.
Yeah, here you go. Mini's there to help him out. Hackvan takes the kill, and now in bot side, Osama has to jump away, gets knocked up, looking to turn it around possibly. Luckily, you can see that Recon extra range when he's paired with the Xayah. Helps him get back to protect his carry, so Mikey is going to be walking away just fine here.
Oh god, the full chain gank from Mini Bestia. Now he's coming bot as well. Literally gets the kill bot, gets the kill mid, then instantly is looking to roam bot side, and that's the tale of a jungler who has as many advantages as he needs. With all his lanes being gankable at the same time. He's doing exactly what his team wants. Getting the advantages. Look at this. Already 3k at 11, nearly 12 minutes.
Well, we'll have to see here right now. Delta and them pushing on up. Teddy Eddie going very aggressive here. Looking to make something happen. Viking is going on in. Osama going down very low right now. Has to flash. Gets the ignite as well. Still doesn't have that heal available, but he's able to just get away.
The potion ticking, keeping him alive barely there as he lands the Warlord's Bloodlust as well. Just to give him that little bit of extra health he needed to not die from Night. And he's really been the best player for UIC, you have to say, throughout this series. As he's last game, went 8-4, was a really strong performer on that Tristana. This game back on it again and is so willing to jump in aggressively to try and pick up these kills.
Oh, wait. Seeing at the moment as Van and them looking to push out, just looking to clear out some waves. Has been starting to lose a bit here in the farm game, but that's Songjin. He's on a victor. He's just going to be wave clearing the entire time. Delta taking some harass there.
The thing with Victor now in lane, it's got to the point where he's got a decent amount of damage, but Galio has that Abyssal Mask completed, so he just takes none in response.
Well, it looks like, guys, we're just going to have a small little intermission here. We've just had some technical issues on the spectator side. We're just going to be right back quite shortly. Sorry, I have someone yelling at me. Give me So sorry about that, guys. We had a caster get ganked, but speaking of ganks right now, up in topside, Camille having to run for her life, uses the grappling hook to try and get away underneath her tower. Delta almost landing that Q, and we're back into the action.
And then we're straight back into it with the trial by fire as Camille is barely able to get out with that grappling. Finding her way behind the tower and is going to be safe for now, but gives Delta a bit of time on this top lane tower. Oh, they're being collapsed on.
Up in topside, Viking has to try and get out of here. He gets stunned up and just chain CC'd.
Oh.
Delta also getting stunned up there by the passive of the Sejuani. They keep on going. That grappling hook range is ridiculous. That's a double kill coming out here for just some nobody.
4-0-1, proving he is not just some nobody. He is the guy, and he's the carry for his team right now, sitting at 4-0. He's going to be such a huge threat, and the Nock can't really lane against him. They're going to have to send multiple members to be able to deal with him. Not even the Victor can hold one-on-one.
Well, Featherstorm comes on out. Osama able to back off there, not to be in range of it. Going up, try and see what he can do. Not running that heal. They have to play so safe. They don't even have flash yet. Only tool to escape right now is that jump. And RMU starting to open up this gold lead now at 4.5K at the 15-minute mark. It's got to get really scary here. Delta just has nothing he can do. You can see the amount of people they're committing. It looks like just some nobody has to back off, but here comes Beast from the side. Gonna get able to at least force that pop in transformation and gets the Gnar hop, but not able to pick up what they wanted because Delta almost turned that one on its head.
So just some nobody just decided he wasn't going to hit Gnar at all. He just wanted them. And it means that Galio had to blow his ultimate to keep him alive. Really, that could be punished more so later on.
Yeah, Van trying to trade here. Dragon is picked up. That was a Wind Dragon, actually, so to be able to move around just a little bit more. The Clown Drake. But you know, that's the one thing going in favor here for UIC is they do have these dragons available to them. Not really, though, the Infernal or anything, so it's really hard to really catch back up here.
Really bad Dragon RNG.
Yeah, Osama and them, they gotta be super careful. They are going to get collapsed here. Looks like they're just trying to wait for one of them to split apart. They're spending a lot of time here. As long as they can pull this off, they won't lose anything. And actually, they're not even seen coming from behind their own tower. Osama's going to turn around. He says, what's going on right here? He uses that cleanse, but it's not going to be enough. Luckily, the heal comes out from the Alistar. Luckily, Nibbler picks up the kill with the Ignite and the autos up in top lane. RMU are not slowing down right now. There's going to be the ultimate. You can't escape it. Just somebody is unstoppable. He's going to go on, and in mid lane, oh, it is just murder everywhere for both teams. But Viking coming to answer this aggression, wants to try and turn around, wants to try and pick something up. Song uses that ultimate, but the tower goes down up and top. Beautiful barrel coming out from the Gragas, and Songjin picks up the kill, but that's 2 towers.
But yes, they lose the 2 towers, but they manage to get something in response. There's a really nice ultimate from Viking. Van right back into the Gravity Field and the Chaos Storm from the Victor. It's a really nice play in the bot lane, though, we saw, where they baited them. They were so patient waiting for that kill. And they waited until the opponent was right on the tower. They had nowhere to run.
Well, so nobody's going to clear out that ward as he goes on back. Now RMU, they're starting to rotate their bot lane around. They've picked up that tower, now want to start sieging possibly on this mid lane. Viking going to clear out his red buff. And you're starting to be able to see some of these item builds starting to come online. You have Osama, does have that Infinity Edge, has the Berserker Greaves to that Essence Reaver. So is able still to go toe-to-toe, but just the assassination potential here from the Rakan and the Xayah, he has to just play so far back.
It's definitely not quite like it was against the Alistar last game. Now he has to be a lot safer, as of course, you can't really buffer the rocket jump when you get hit by the charm. As it means you get the channel cancel, you end up being pulled right out of it, and momentarily after is the knock-up, which would knock you out of it even if there was no charm. So it feels like one of those matchups that are really hard for Tristana to play into, similar to the Thresh match.
Well, they're going to go ahead, pick up that Rift Herald. Gonna go give it on over to the Camille. And this is where games where you get an advantage early, get that Rift Herald can really snowball out of control if you're not careful. And UIC, they're going to have to figure out how to somehow slow this one down, but I don't think RMU are going to give them the opportunity.
This one is only really looking to speed up now as multiple towers have gone down. You just have to see if they can utilize the Rift Herald effectively.
Oh, you can see this. Look at the damage. There's nothing he can do to escape that. Cleanse off cooldown. Still, it's not looking too good here. That Tristana now starting to get punished, similar to how Delta was early in the game.
And you can't really say that the cleanse is there for the Rakan, because you know when Rakan is jumping in with the Alt W, there's not enough time to cleanse.
But in the jungle here, there could be an opportunity. That Chaos Storm goes right on in the middle of it. The Galio going to use the hero's entrance. They're trying to turn it around at the moment. Gnarled comes on out. And guess what? UIC, they might at least win a fight for once here in their jungle. Nibbler trying to slow them on down, has the shields, but doesn't have enough of them. Z and Delta able to pick up the kill. And that's 2 kills for the price of 1 here for UIC.
Way too deep and aggressive on that that kill there that Just Some Nobody found. They needed to be backing off way earlier than that, as he gets caught out of position. Now it means that he's going to go down as well. They lose 3 members and so much momentum. They don't even pick up the mid tower off the back of it, as Michael able to find a little bit of extra damage onto the turret.
Well, Viking going toe-to-toe there, gets stunned up, but he'll be able to get out of here. And now if you're UIC, if you're able to start getting some of this gold lead back, you're going to try and keep getting more picks. Got to start pushing for some of these objectives.
And now with UIC finding a little bit of a foothold back in the game for now, a little bit of control, a little bit of tempo, they are at least able to happily clear out the jungle, clear out some vision, and start pushing the waves back out to even pressure. That's all it does. It makes the game even pressure again. It doesn't bode well when that's the best they can do.
I can see Mikey on this Zaya just going to clear out those waves, starting to get a little bit of that CS lead here as we hit that 20-minute mark. So vision around Baron now key for both teams. It was a big factor in the last game. We had 3 Barons pretty much coming on and off cooldown of the spawn were taken right away. So should see if we're going to have a lot more focus around that objective.
Now it has, of course, spawned. You can see who the advantage is going to be in favor of, as Just Some Nobody consistently able to pressure down this top side. Means that the wave is so deep that nobody can push further than it.
Oh, Delta able to trade back here, going on there, but you can see the grappling hook comes on out, is able to dodge kind of that Gnar ultimate, and is able to help him pick up the kill.
He gets Gnar ulted and then still manages to find the grappling hook. But now he sees all the members coming to the bot side, he's willing to do this.
Osama is going, he goes back on in, I guess maybe try and get the shield. You have Viking in the pit, he's just going to get bursted down. He's the new dragon, they say. They're going to go ahead and pick up their first Drake. They don't really get much with this Rift Herald. It was a solid attempt, but not going to pick up anything. They do get an objective in the end, and they might try and find more. Mini goes on in. The teleport is used by Delta to help him get back into the fight. You have the Glacial Prison used onto Songjin. Featherstorm as well, but Mikey going to kite on back. No one going down just yet. They're going to back off.
They have to reset, knowing that they got 1 for 1. And the dragons, finally they even out the movements. It's another Cloud Dragon again. The most boring dragons today. This is not really boding well for what we've seen in the series in terms of... We thought this was going to be another slugfest, another 1 kill per minute or above slobber knocker, but instead it's really been a lot more slow and methodical from RMU. Instead of just constantly diving in face first. Apart from that one occasion, of course, but they did so with Camille. They're seeing a lot more controlled play, getting control of the vision in the jungle, pushing from that.
They're going on in, though. Viking uses the ultimate to disengage. Delta, though, just ran out of the Mega Gnar. Luckily, they're going to get some...
She's going to cancel it.
She's going to cancel it. They were able to get 2 flashes off RMU with the flank from the Victor and the Gnar. You can see, still don't want to give up this turret. Don't want to give up any objectives here. running on some kind of low health bars. They gotta be just a little bit careful and make sure they don't overstay.
Even on just 2 items, we're seeing how tanky Van is. He's able to just stand on the front line. No damage does more than tickle him, but now Delta in trouble.
And this is the thing, just some nobody can keep on doing this, but here's the support from Teddy. Eddie, also a knock-up though. Here comes that Galio to try and turn it around. Just some nobody flashes out, living with a sliver of health. He will escape. Delta and Teddy have Osama coming also on over, but they're not able to get that Camille, who looks so out of position.
And Galio the savior, do not worry, for I am here. Saving just some nobody this time around. He's not going to fall to the Gnar this day. Seems to be, though, that he's struggling to find these 1v1s, because by the time that Gnar is about to die, he turns into Mega Gnar and is able to just about turn it around.
We can see RMU did pick up that turret in the mid lane finally. 4 turrets to 0. Still have yet to broke any structures on the side here. And you can see this is going on in right now. Van flashes over the wall. Here comes the combo with the Glacial Prison. Now Van's gonna get the knock-up. They're looking to finish off the kills. Explosive Cast will disengage the fight. Righteous Glory popped. He wants to try and find some members. He'll find 2 right now. Nibbler goes on in. Mikey right now putting out so much damage. Featherstorm comes out, roots 2 members, but they're rather tanky. Doesn't shred through them just yet, and they're gonna back off.
And now we're starting to see RMU get really rolling here, as they found 3 towers just in the past few minutes. And oh, now Gnar does go down. She finds the 1v1. 3rd time lucky.
You can see they're pushing in onto this base up through top side and in mid lane. Viking, look at the chunk underneath the turret. Just some nobody can rip him apart. Even in the base, he will likely go down to that turret. Songjin does pick up the kill with the death laser. Haven't seen a whole lot of this Victor, just been using that AoE damage to try and turn some of these fights, but they lose so much for it right now. They still keep that turret up in top lane.
They've just got to reset the tempo, take control, start to push the waves, because they know they've got these 3 waves pushing beyond the halfway point. I've talked about this a few times in the games. Having the waves consistently pushed into the enemy side allows you to take control of the jungle, because you know members have to go and respond to those minions. And that allows you time to go, okay, we know where all of them are on the map. That gives us time to be able to go ward Dragon, go ward Baron, ward the red, blue buff, and slowly choke them out of the game, because every time they show to clear a minion, it just gives you more time to take resources from elsewhere.
Well, waiting around here, there's a Dragon coming up in a minute 30. Baron is available. Right now, if you're RMU, you have such a huge goal lead right now. You really need to figure out a way to just end this one. You don't want to choke him out right now. And they're able to maybe catch out Van, but you can see he's so tanky here right now on this Galio. He's just waiting it out, uses the taunt to mitigate more damage. He keeps getting knocked up, though. He will finally go down after 4 members swarm him.
They find the kill onto the Galio. This is the first one in quite a long time, but will they be able to get the Baron off the back of it? And you got to think, with Camille pushing this hard in the bot lane, if they do commit to this, it's going to be really risky. And now with Songjin being busted to pieces.
Delta gets hit with the Glacial Prison. They're going to knock him back. Teddy on the front side. Nibbler goes on in. Delta has that Mega Gnar, has that ultimate. If he can get to the back line, he only picks up 1 member. The Featherstorm is coming down. Camille is in bot side. That's a double kill for Mikey, shredding apart the team. Triple kill for the Xayah, making to look possibly a quadra kill in the end. He will find it, and RMU are looking to find the end of this game, taking the inhib in bot side.
And the big ace coming through, even though they'd already the member, they did manage to turn that one back around. The Galio this time. And it's going to be Michael getting the quadra. Just some nobody. Oh, they've all had such great games this time around. As now, just some nobody looking to prove it even further by trying to take down Victor. He got the GA, so he is safe.
Just playing with their food right now. You can see Nexus towers falling one at a time.
Looks like they're going to back off.
Yeah, it looks like they are. They don't want to overcommit here, maybe lose anything. They're 15,000 gold up, so I guess they can decide to do whatever they want at this point. It might be looking, there's pings coming out here on the Baron. I'm not sure which team is pinging that. It looks like they just want to secure this and really choke out any possibilities.
So getting the enemy to face check into the Baron to another team fight would likely end the game, but that dragon is also still available. That is the Mountain Dragon, which helped them kill that final tower a little bit quicker. They can't really go and contest this Baron, knowing that Mini Bestia, below half HP, has to recall, still being delayed so much on this tempo. And that's really going to punish them right now, as they just aren't back on the map quick enough.
Well, you can see RMU trying to play a death rush right now. Looking to just clear this one out.
You're not Fnatic, they play later tonight.
Oh, they do. Yes, we do have Worlds play-ins happening in the professional scene. Always fun with Worlds. Yeah, we were talking about early when all the pros go over to the Korean boot camp. You always get really awesome solo queue plays all the time.
Yeah, like we've seen a couple plays already today. Bjergs and Marta highlight reel plays, but speaking of highlight reel,
oh, don't know if it's highlight reel just yet. You have 3 members trying to chase down Viking. He will get out of there. You can see Sungjin looking to turn that one around. Redemption is pumped to try and heal back up. Delta on the side right now. Gotta be careful, but you can see the base is getting sieged in by super minions down in bot side. If you're RMU right now, you can stop the game. You gotta stop the backs. That's all you gotta do, RMU, to secure the win.
Left.
Camille taking the game. They're fighting this. They
He's
have
on the Nexus.
Delta trying to, the back door coming on through, and that is gonna be the end of the game as RMU close it out in a very unique style.
and the classic camera pan from the team fight to the Nexus as it explodes. It's going to be the end of this series. This is clean 2-0 for Robert Morris. That game so much cleaner, ending it out with a 15k gold lead, 10 towers to 0.
You could see that 10-0, just dominating here overall in this game. A very different game that we saw from game 1 of this series. So congratulations to RMU for taking the sweep here in the best of 2. Every game matters. But for now, guys, we're going to go ahead, take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll set up our next match. Do stick around.
fall in love with a sucker man, but sucker somebody believes that you could be the one for me. But like a drug, I need to detox my body. Never gonna find a city like me. Never gonna be the man that I jumping off bridges for you. You got me doing things I wouldn't do. Oh, these poppy seeds, whoa, these poppy seeds. These poppy seeds, boy, these poppy seeds.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back. I'm Alexander OPL Oshamo. Joining me is Stuart Sin McLeod. We got our next game here for the night. It is UMass taking on Berklee. Should be an interesting one.
And Now we're going to see how this game does go, but unfortunately, Opal, we are looking at a different game to the stream. Yes, we are.
Yeah, I see that quite too. I see I'm very it seems like we've had a little bit of an issue here, folks. So we're gonna quickly take a pause, and we'll be right back.
You can call me nameless. Girl, I can make you famous. But don't ask me what my name is. I know you've seen me before, but you can call me nameless.
And sorry about that, guys. This is the issue when you're dealing with so many different files. We have a couple mix-ups between the spectators and the streamers. It happens. But we've actually got our proper game here as we take UMass taking on Berklee. And I see some unique picks here, Sin. What should we be expecting? This looks like chaos. And already.
Yeah, already indeed. It's Just going to be an interesting team composition. We see Jinx, something that's a little bit unique, not seeing as often. It's still a hyper carry ADC, and it's reliant on those resets to really put down the DPS in team fights. The other one is Scarbo. On this Master Yi, it is a pocket pick for him. It is his most played in solo queue. And he has around 300 games on this champion, so considering he's won about 300 games in solo queue, you can pretty much see where that's going.
And, you know, that's the thing about these style of tournaments. You usually don't see as much meta and see a lot more pocket picks coming out, because we also see an Echo here for Lasagna Viking. And
Echo's
you
still
have
a strong pick, and especially into Orianna, where you can happily clear the wave. You throw out a Q, the wave disappears, you're free to walk off and roam.
But usually not the standard pick you'd like to see, because it's a pretty risky pick here, because if he doesn't get going and get those side lanes rolling, it can kind of slow him down a bit, and he kind of just becomes, it depends on how he builds, if he goes that tankier route or if he goes for more of the assassin. Usually it's more of the assassin build route we see nowadays.
And of course, the tank build pretty much dead, as you're alluding to, because the way it went was really just nerfing all of the base damages, buffing all of the AP ratios, making that assassin even more potent. But really, as you say, you need to become a late game threat, so you need some early game pressure so you don't end up spending 10 minutes with very little impact, hoping to be allowed to scale.
You can see down in that bot side is the Tristana taking on the Jinx. And a Soraka. Soraka been quite popular recently. And pretty much still a heal bot, and she is quite annoying, but usually I find it's very effective if you take like an Alistar into her, try and all-in her quite on early. You have an opportunity to try and really punish that lane.
It's interesting if you see him running towards you, just put the underneath. Suddenly he can't use his QW combo. It does mitigate a lot of his engaged potential, and it's a nice little interaction they have there, but what we got to think about is the fact that the Soraka is still fairly squishy. So if we see the Alistar go onto with the WQ and the Ignite, it can be enough to finish her off. Health pull, not really enough to survive that level of harass.
You can see already this Echo roaming straight on down to bot lane, wanting to make it happen. Has that level 3, needs to land the stun onto Lash. He does, but the jump goes on through. Flash taking a lot of damage here right now. Beautiful!
Oh.
Flash coming out there from Tacos to turn that one around. That's First Blood getting turned right on our heads as Lightning Lash will pick up the kill.
And that's the turnaround that UMass wanted to be able to get that first kill of the game. And really in the bot lane where we said it was very potent, the ability of Alistar to go in, land that combo and finish somebody off. He's already trying to do so, and if that Tristana gets rolling, it's going to be even easier to set up plays of the Alistar. But now Scarbo trying to find Koza.
Yeah, Scorbo not in a good spot right now. He's going to get taken out as the roam comes on over. That's going to be another kill going on over to UMass. And a great start here at the 4-minute mark.
Having the over the 1k gold lead already on members spread across, definitely going to help them, but one thing we haven't talked about yet is this Zac in the jungle, a pick that we don't see all that often anymore. It was nerfed quite heavily, but still can be used so greatly as an engage tool and catch out like an ADC, especially if they're a mobile one like Jinx. Oh no,
Lasagna!
Oh,
almost
so
going down there. Auto attack needed one more. Didn't even use the flash. Was very confident he could survive that one. Luckily, didn't have a follow-up flash from Ahmed to try and finish off the kill. I eat your tacos though, going on in with the headbutt. Lightning follows him up. Dragon Tail going down so low. The explosive charge is gonna land, and that's gonna be a kill going over to Lightning. Now has to be careful getting auto attacked so slowly. There's gonna be a heal, and they're gonna knock her back. And this Soraka looking to see her last words here, looking for maybe an auto attack to finish it off. Finally, I eat your tacos. We'll take the kill. Had to, just in case Lightning was gonna be taken out.
The regeneration from the Q kept on making it that one auto attack more killer. And it was enough to bait them out long enough to the point where Jinx has already spawned. And it just means that They do both go down. That's 2 kills to the Tristana in the bot lane. But Katar very close to turning a 1, getting another kill back for himself. And it's just a little bit annoying when you can see Tristana constantly... the Jinx just constantly healed up over and over again. It's like, yes, I did a big chunk of damage. Suddenly she's back to full HP and half of your mana bar's gone.
Well, Derpy gets that level 6. Doesn't really do a whole lot for him, just adds a little bit of damage. You can see all the damage here from Lasagna if he's able to land that stun. But I hear Zac from the side here. Shockwave, a beautiful flash, will get him out of there. Gets kind of knocked on back toward the minions. Luckily, he's pretty far away from them, so he should be all right. But I eat your tacos. You know what? Alistar has been a common theme here. The Shen ult is going to try and come on through, but it isn't going to be enough as Jace actually interrupted that one. It didn't really matter as Echo went down, and it's 5-1 here for UMass at the 7-minute mark.
And as you say, the Alistar's such a strong pick here. It gets me excited for Worlds, but another roam from him is going to net them a kill. Although it was actually Jace being bullied out in the top lane versus Shen, not really what we expected. It's still the lead heavily in the favor of UMass right now.
Well, silence is coming on out right there. Lightning gets rooted underneath the tower, dragging them, just poking them. Lightning starting to hurt a bit in this matchup. Still has the CS advantage, and a little bit of miscommunication possibly there, and Shen's gonna escape.
He does get the flash burned from him with nothing burned in response, other than just a couple of minor cooldowns. It's still going to be the advantage given over, and it's forcing him to go back to base and potentially use this TP, as Jace is collapsing this wave into his topside tower. Still with a 20 CS advantage. Look at that, he's built so much towards the Black Cleaver this early on.
Yeah, but Infernal is going to go on over, as Yi is going to pick that one up, so maybe not ahead in the gold, but investing early into some Infernal Drakes could help them out if they're able to pick up some kills, pick up some objectives, and get some gold back into their pocket.
And thinking about it, with the late game they need from both the Master Yi and the Jinx, it is going to help them dramatically, and of course Echo as well. It's going to help get them to that late game power spike that we talked about, that break point where they start carrying teamfights solo. That little bit earlier. We can think about the damage they need earlier.
Kitar Dragon, though, going down so low. Might try and turn it around, though. Lightning Lash gets taken out. And they're able to answer a kill here in bot side after the very aggressive play from I Eat Your Tacos. Didn't have an ignite. They weren't able to burst down one or the other. Ends up getting turned on them.
And now it's 5-2. Look at this. 2k gold lead still. It's just a case of can they actually find anything to get themselves back into this, as we see Berklee kind of coasting along right now, waiting for their big chance to get back into this.
Lasagna going quite aggressive here right now. He can't use the ultimate just yet. He is going to use it, but the Shockwave prediction comes on out, and Zac picks up the kill. That was a great coordination there. Knew where his ultimate would take him back to, and is able to pick up the kill on a rather elusive champion like Echo. I Eat Your Taco is gonna knock them back right now. Kitar Dragon just kiting it out. Dragon Tail gets damage onto Lightning. You can see them flashing forward, and Lightning is getting turned right now. This bot lane going back and forth solely on this Soraka. I Eat Your Tacos will pick up the kill, though, as the charge was remaining. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Master Yi going against Amanda right now. There's gonna be a Shen ult. He's trying to pick up the kill. He will. Shen comes in with the taunt. Here comes Lasagna from the side, and they're looking to pick up the kill onto Zac right now. Falsher looking to finish it off. Lasagna gets knocked back, and they're gonna let their Zac die, and overall, chaos in the jungle, but Berklee coming out on ahead, and they're looking to take the first tower.
And with the bot lane, we have to look at how much Lightning focused onto Dragon, that to the point where they didn't even DPS the Jinx at all. She was happy to just auto-attack them for that long. And it really just had to be Soraka walking around away from to net them that kill in the bot lane. Both of them. Tacos once again on the roam, on the warpath. gets a kill back in the mid lane.
These Alistairs are just doing so much work in these games. The roams so early. And you can see they're wanting to take out Lasagna right now. He uses the parallel convergence, but he's not going to be able to go back on into a Derpy, trying to catch up. They also have the Orianna shield as well as the speed boost to try and get him up there. He's going to pick up the kill.
Ooh.
Missed the Q, but it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, and bot side, Lightning finishes it off with the buster shot and picks up the kill. 11-5, a bloody game to start us off here as UMass now looking to answer with a tower up top.
And the most bloodthirsty of them all is Marco's got the mad cow disease 3-0-4. Constantly finding these kills, constantly finding the roams in right place, right time, is still netting his team even more advantage.
And just taking a quick look here. There's a big thing happening here in mid lane. Just look at the CS difference between this Orianna and the Echo. Lasagna, he's been killed so many times, has been roaming, hasn't been successful ever since the first one, and he's been paying for it here. Almost double the farm here for Ahmad.
And now you gotta say Amadeus is still trying to pressure out the Echo. He's not just gonna let him get away easy, but now Scarbo's punishing him for the aggression, pushing so far down the wave, and that is what happens when you don't ward your flank well enough. And even though he has that pink ward sitting there, it wasn't enough to spot out Scarbo early enough. You need to be warding the rushes. People have that big gap closes.
I eat your tacos right now. They're waiting for it. Parallel convergence is used. He's able to get the shield, but the turnaround here, Dragon Tail with the ultimate is going to be blocked by I eat your tacos, but Scarborough able to pick up the kill with the Alpha Strike. Here comes Kitar to keep the team healthy with this dive. Lasagna picks up the kill. Luckily, Derpy able to get a kill back on that Master Yi. But now the siege onto this tower. And it's just a back and forth here. 20 kills in total. And we haven't even hit the 13-minute mark.
Now, it's just the bloody game is going to continue as it slowed down a little bit. Maybe we can have a couple minutes of respite as the teams both look to back off, reset, but not looking to rest on their laurels. They still want to try and push, see if they can get any more chip damage on the mid.
Well, Lasagna gonna back off there. They still have 3 members in this mid lane. Go ahead and clear out the wave. You can see it though. There's gonna be a dragon shortly spawning. And that's something they got quite early in the game, was that Infernal, so might look to try and stack it. Especially when you got a champion like E that can just shred through objectives if he's left alone to do them.
But we have to look at that last fight, Opal, and think about what it meant for the side of Berklee. Lasagna Viking, now 3-4-1. He's still down a hell of a lot of CS, but he just got a whole chunk of gold into his pocket that is going to inject the life back into his game. It's going to keep him in actual contention for the mid lane for a lot longer than he deserved in earlier phases of the game.
Well, you can see right now, Amadeus is gonna go on down. The Master Yi picks up the kill. He's not done yet. He has a Shen right on top of him. Flasher goes over the wall with the flash. The rocket lands. Not gonna kill anyone just yet. Alpha Strike gonna land here. He picks up a double kill. Gonna get stunned up. Also gets knocked away. Going on to Lightning. It's a triple kill for Scarbo. Looking to make it a quadra
Oh my
kill.
god! Garbo showing up, but he does get finished. Can't get the penta. And unceremoniously put down in his prime. But it's still 7-4-2. Blade of the Rune King and the Blood Razor both completed, and that's going to allow him to do a ton of damage. As we see, Shen is completely coming in on the back of him as well.
Lasagna just limping away to his tower, but a double Infernal Drake here. At the 15-minute mark, you also have this Master Yi that is 7-4-2. He is beyond the scaling right now. He could just rip apart through the entire team.
But it has to be reliant on how well can the Orianna disengage from her, how well can the Alistar disengage from her, and be able to shut down the Master Yi, because we know it's the classic bronze life. Master Yi stomps everybody. So what do? You get CC. What do you do with that CC? You CC Master Yi. What then? You blow him the hell up while he can't move.
And right now, It's still a very close game as far as the gold goes, but that double Infernal is going to start to hurt a lot here. And if they can keep up this pressure, get another couple picks here, get this Master Yi going through the team, I don't know if there's a whole lot that UMass can do. They might try and turn it around, though, if they play it smart.
Honestly, it's just Alistair has to be there. Just Q, okay, now he's stunned, blow him up. Or he's standing on top of the backline, headbutt him away. It's not quite as simple as that because of the damage he does deal. But seriously, it's a case of everybody making a conscientious effort to go, Scarbo is really strong right now, we have to obliterate him. And really, after seeing what just happened to them, they've got to realize that's the case.
Ooh, Dragon Tail!
The super mega death rocket.
It's right there, and they land a stun. Gonna dive underneath the tower. Zac passive is popped. They're gonna give that one over, likely to Dragon Tail. Or to one of them. One of the carries. They need to finish off that kill. Lasagna might go down here. He will pick up the kill in the end with that Q ripping back toward him up in top lane. Scarbo is cleaning up right now, and Berklee looking to apply pressure across the map, able to answer that top lane push, and now looking to try and get the second tier tower. A teleport, looking to save it from Amadeus. But I Eat Your Tacos wants to advance up. He's going to go through the chompers, and they're able to just disengage.
It gives them the time to back off, not be caught up, overextending on the Alistair engage, and now we see the gold lead 1k in the favor of Berklee. Looking a lot happier with their positioning. And although we do see the fact that the early game did go astray from them, the late game is heavily in their favor as long as Scarbo can consistently put out this best that he has done so far.
Waiting here, the blue tower gonna go down up in top lane. That is the third tower of the game for Berklee. Looking
See,
to
if this was a challenger Master Yi main, what you normally do in this situation is you start building full tank. Have the damage you need, now you just go full tank. Because all you need is the attack speed to start getting the true damage off with your E. And, consistently be able to put down the percentage health damage on both of those items as well. So you can become a real tank and then start to just be pretty much unkillable whilst also being sticky as all hell. Instead, he has built the the BF sword, which does more imply that he could go towards either the Bloodthirster or maybe even the...
The Bloodthirster is a possibility for
Infinity Edge. No. Oh no.
Oh, that is what's going to be picked up there. It might start looking to just take off up in bot side. You can see Derpy on this chase, just keeping this Shen at bay. That is one of their saving graces here right now. That 4-1 in 2 Jace hurts a lot. Has the Black Cleaver, has that Ghost Blade, can just rip through anyone. But Rift Herald picked up by the Yi.
And that might give them the ability to snowball and get a couple more towers themselves. But really, you've got to look to see him in the side lane, utilizing it purely by himself. Push the wave alone, take the tower alone. And he essentially becomes a split pusher, even jungle to how Ud.
Oh, that was a Shen teleport used there. Lasagna comes in with the flank, but he doesn't land the stun onto anyone important. And now Kitar Dragon gets bursted by that chase. And now they're pushing it. Look up in top lane. Rift Herald is also used. They are diving onto this Jinx. Lasagna, the only one left at this tower, looking to pick up a kill. He will ult on back, but guess what? Your tower is up in top side, is getting ripped apart. He's stopping the backs right now. Shockwave is used. He will die, but they're on it to the inhibitor tower.
And 4 members for just the one, but now they might lose even more as towers top side. Second one. And Tacos, he's been strong this game, but even he can't do anything to stop the full force of this Master Yi running out.
Right now, Scar is going to get ignited. He just flashes on into Lightning Lash. You can see this absolute disgusting damage. He's going to get the Alpha Strike. He avoids the damage. He's turning this around. That's a double kill, and he's on the inhibitor. There you go. There's your snipe. That's how you kill the Yi.
God, it's the full-on KT Rolster effect. The moment you get excited about him, bap, he's done.
Looking pretty good here. We have Zach running through that Baron pit back to his side. He's going to be spotted out there. I think he's going to actually stop his back, so going to just slingshot back over into the safety of his jungle, but Ping's coming out here for another dragon. It looks to be a water drake, so not going to get the triple infernal, but they look to work it up and try and see if they can force it.
And now it's with the small advantage they've got, this triple dragon can be even more beneficial. Start to look towards the later game. Knowing that the Elder Drake is a legitimate possibility, having 2 Infernals and an Ocean, that's a huge amount of true damage.
Well, Zanya gets knocked up there by Rai. It looks like they're going to be able to walk on out. Lasagna going to just jump on over to those minions. They're clearing it out. And now it's just a waiting game. But the thing is now, you always have to keep a ward on Baron, because if you let Scarbo or Dragontail with a tanky member near it, it will get shredded down fast.
And Opal, look at the kill score here. 18 to 18. 22 minutes in. This is still anyone's game, and this is the joy of League of Legends. Just how back and forth it can be. It's a never-ending slugfest.
Oh, look at the armor pen, the lethality from this Jace coming on through. Val can do nothing as this Shen, as Derpy rips him apart. Push coming in into the mid lane right now for the side of UMass. This is the one saving grace. You have a 7-2-5 Jace on your team. He needs to be in these fights and involved, and they're looking to push onto this tower. Really, this is not the team I expected to be pushing.
They've managed to turn it around and get a bit of pressure for themselves for now, and when they can continue to make picks with this Alistar, with the Orianna, they can find these advantages. It's just a case of, do they let Scarbo roll through them? And he is the crux of this composition now for UMass. He has to be the carry, or they just straight up lose the game.
They're looking to start up this Baron possibly, but Kitar gets caught out, but Amadeus is going to be taken down as Lasagna takes the kill. You can see the burst from that Echo with the Lich Bane and the Proto Belt. Absolutely disgusting. And they have the inside track here on Baron, but it looks like they want to back off. Kitar's just a little too low to go for a fight.
Scarbo as well. It's just a little bit too much to really legitimize going for the Baron, knowing that maybe you could see the continual shock blasts come out and maybe kill one of them. And if you kill Scarbo, that's most of the DPS gone, and the Baron could execute the rest of it. Just trying to avoid that slippery slope altogether, backing off, resetting, taking control of the vision around Baron first. Just look at that attack speed from Scarbo right now. Absolutely monstrous, and it is the Infinity Edge he's gone for. Terrifying damage that he can have.
Well, waiting here. Looking to see, trying to set up a trap, maybe catch out a member. Gonna back off that Zac, moving up very closely. They might try and catch out Kitar. The silence field does come down. The ultimate misses, and now Zac in the wrong side of the jungle is going to be taken out. His passive pops, but he can't slither away. Dragontail picks up the kill, and now able to catch out the jungler. This could be possibly some ejectives taken.
Yeah, with Rayquaza gone, Scarbo forcing hard in the top lane. They've got to be careful, but he is being collapsed on.
Oh, you can see this is what they needed. Derpy can absolutely rip him apart on this Jace if he's able to get near him. That's what they got to do to stay in this game. And now both junglers down. It's anyone's jungle.
And that's what you need to know, guys, is that's what the Duskblade does to people. That's absolutely disgusting how much damage he is doing. Because they look to find another one, but Viking ults away.
Lasagna able to get out of that, but you can see that push onto the bot side. Kitar gets sniped out there by the Jace. Flash on into Taunt. Here comes the ultimate combo from Dragontail, but he's getting knocked up. Lasagna is taken out by the crit, and now the turnaround. Shockwave lands. That takes out the ADC. Double kill for Orianna, and that's an ace. Scarbo is up, but they're going to run straight for the Baron.
See, it says ace. It says ace on the screen. It was an ace, Opal. But now they can run straight towards Baron. They've got the TP to get there. As Derpy went back to base, he's on full HP coming into this one. And they've got to be aware that Scarbo is just around the corner. They can't let him get in and steal this.
Has to see, he doesn't have a blast cone to get across. Unless it spawns in the next couple seconds, but he has no vision. Has that flash available. Doesn't want to have to use it to get on in. He sees lightning in the pit right now. They can't stand that close. It looks like he might have to give it up. Looking to maybe flash. He goes on in, but the buster shot denies him.
And the flash is a little bit too early. Couldn't have smote it down there. So instead, he has to just accept that he doesn't die, but he burns his flash just to see if he could potentially contest it. And you got to respect that. Not willing to give it up that easy.
Now 24-20, UMass have surged to a 4K gold lead. An absolutely bloody game here, and looking to maybe try and catch somebody out. You saw how fast that Baron went down. If there's a clean ace, there is a possibility for this game to end quite quickly for the side of UMass if they get the opportunity.
Yes, with that inhibitor exposed, UMass can collapse onto the base very easily, and with the attack speed, of course, from and Master Yi, they would be able to end the game simply off of the back of one ace team fight. But it's not quite that simple. It's never quite that simple when you have Alistair and Orianna with such disengage and the amount of damage that is now coming out of them.
Oh, they're looking to catch out Lasagna. He doesn't have an ultimate to save him. That shockwave doesn't land and find anybody. Scarborough on the back end, but he gets destroyed. Amadeus picks up the kill. Lasagna now coming on to over. He's going to use that ultimate. And now a double kill for the Orianna. You can see the resets from Tristana to rip apart this team. Triple kill for the mid laner. They're going to pick up the Soraka as well, and they're looking to possibly end this game.
And with the huge minion wave they've got sitting here in mid lane, the Baron buff they've already... This could be the end of the game. They're going to take this tower, at least take the inhibitor. But they're looking towards Nexus turrets.
You can see them ripping apart this inhibitor. Spawn timer's still a little low. They only got 13, 14 seconds on it. But you see it. Lightning takes a lot of damage from the tower, has the red buffs to try and reach it, but you can see how fast they take this down. They might not have an opportunity. They're ripping apart the base, and at 28 minutes, UMass takes the victory.
Oh, the UMass finds the win. This is such a turnaround, and we've seen it go back and forth so much with these Scarbo taking over the mid game, with the amazing Master Yi picks that he managed to find for himself. But UMass, the consistency throughout the game, closes this one out, and wow, the Jace, such a strong pick there. We saw what he did. No, like, I think the play we'd have to highlight would be on back on the inhibitor, where Scarbo is like, yeah, I can 1v1. Suddenly, where does health bar go?
No, that is just the lethality in this build. Just destroys any squishies there. And Scarbo, he did have a GA, but he didn't get it till literally just now, so he wasn't able to really use it to its effect. And if you told me that Berklee would somehow lose this one, I would have not believed you, because Scarbo was just going off so much, got a quadrukill so early in the game, but really just kind of sat around these objectives, only really pushed topside, and they weren't able to get much.
And the split pushing Yi was not the deadliest this time around. He did go 10 and 7, but those 7 deaths being at crucial times that cost them the game.
Well, with that, guys, we're going to go ahead, take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to figure out exactly what's going on, if we have another game for you, as we are going to take a step back, get a quick drink, and we'll be right back. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to AVGL's League of Legends Collegiate Championship. We're here in the group stages here, and we're here for Game 2 of our current matchup between UMass and Berklee.
And after a clean ending to Game 1 from UMass, Berklee is looking to make a comeback, looking to even out, trying to at least get a single point for themselves coming off of this. So seeing they want to switch it up, they've actually moved Scarbo to the top lane and Falcher into the jungle. After Falcher had a really rough time against Derpy Huppy on this last game, you can understand why they'd move him to the more safe PvE role of jungle and putting their more mechanically player playing. Well, he is playing a champion that he has played a fair amount. Riven. It's actually his next most played after Master Yi.
So likes the swordsmans, likes the bronze stomping champions, I guess. Yeah, can't blame him. If it works for him, it works for him. These guys get to the ranks their own ways, and some players do it differently. If you know what, if you can do it with Riven and Yi, usually that's pretty impressive. But we're gonna go ahead, get into the match here. Just taking another quick look, we do have a bit of changes in the picks as well. Lightning Lash and I Eat Your Tacos on quite a different pairing right now. You have Thresh and a Sipper.
This time around, yeah, it's a lot more of sit back and farm bot lane from the Diva, but at the same time, the plays can be made from the Thresh. And it's interesting to see how the two champions will match up with each other. Because really, you see Thresh wanting to make aggressive plays. Level 1, 2, 3, constantly throwing out these hooks. But Sivir just really wants to wait until she's got that Critiche ready to be able to chunk through the opposing teams. We know she's one of the strongest 6-item AD carries in the game, but will she really have a chance to get there?
And she's one of those ADCs that doesn't mind if you have a big front line coming at her, because like you said, when she gets the crits on the Ricochet, she can shred through your team with you just standing near the tank. So it's really easy to get at that backline without risking too much of yourself.
It reminds me of, if you remember in Doombots, the one thing they do suddenly the towers are on fire and standing near them makes you take damage. Oh, nice hook.
Nice hook coming from I Eat Your Tacos, gets the flay. They also pop the Ignite. Dragon Tail holding on to his summoners though, and he won't be going down just yet, so able to realize that he wasn't going to die right away.
And, really nice on the trigger finger, holding back on the heal and knowing that he has a Soraka healthy. Just means he's all the more safe. He is going to get back to full HP fairly quickly, especially landing the Qs. Obviously, they changed a while back. Your Q does regenerate some of your HP over a short period of time, and if you W, you can pass that on to your allies. They get the regeneration on top of the heal you give them. And
now, because we didn't really get a chance to take a look at the pick and ban phase, we have quite a different matchup. We haven't seen one like this. Actually, we'll get back to that one because there's a gank up in top lane, and that's first blood going on to Scarbo on this Riven.
So you can imagine in the pre-game, Scarbo speaks to Falcher and goes, okay, what you're going to do, you're going to play a jungler with some point-and-click CC, and you're going to come top, okay? And it works out this time.
Well, Lasagna taking a lot of damage here. He's able to walk away with about half his health. Kane making an appearance.
He's still back up because he's got the Qs, he's got the Crimson Rush. He'll be back on full HP fairly soon, but this is a rough matchup for Lasagna. And the fact that he's playing Vladimir into Kassadin, generally Kassadin does win this. As Vladimir not really known for his lane pushing ability.
Not until he's able to get an item or two and really push up. And you know what? Up in top side, the jungle and the top lane, I'm not too sure why Derpy... I'm not too sure what happened with Derpy being so close to them. Scarbo goes over the wall, gets knocked back. Derpy looking to run for his life with that sapling, gonna hold him in place, and they're gonna give that kill over to their jungler. Derpy, not too sure what happened there. I think he just TP'd immediately back onto a minion.
Really
but you see that damage. Gets the flash. Kitar looking to get the kill, not gonna land it with the Q. And from the jungle, it's Kane has made his appearance. This is just back and forth down here. Beautiful flash play, able to bring back the ADC and the support. Luckily, Rai has the ability to flash out, dodges those feathers. I Eat Your Tacos gets another hook. That cooldown gets reduced when you land it, and that ricochet and that boomerang gonna pick up the kill for Lightning Lash.
After a back and forth skirmish, it is Lightning Lash the kill, even though he had Lash and his heal defensively right at the start. Dragon Tail maybe getting a bit too cocky. Thought he could jump in and flash and get the kill onto the Kane with the Q. Misses it widely. And it does mean that it's going to be a gold lead evened out as Lightning Lash puts the teams even once more with just 8k on the gold.
Amadeus looking to slowly push up, like you said. Pretty even farm for both of these mid laners. Lasagna has yet to really back, though, has been staying in that lane. That's the one great thing about Vlad. You really don't have to go on backing. You got some nice base scaling in your first couple levels to really be able to still trade effectively. So usually takes a lot to knock out this Vladimir. And Scarbo going aggressive against Derpy. Should be able to back off underneath the towers, just trading back and forth.
Now with the aggression coming in from both sides, it's just a case of the game's actually slowed down quite a lot from what it was. It was constant trading, but right now everybody can just sustain up enough that they don't really have to be afraid of trading. It's like Vladimir here. He takes a big chunk of damage and then just heals it right back up. Amadeus about to take a jump, gets the shield from his Q. So that magic damage shield protecting him, and it's going to continue to do so.
Scarbo jumping toward Derpy. Gonna just dodge away. Yeah, does have that level 6, so you can see another all-in. You know what? You got a kill and the assist on to this Ribbon. Hasn't finished up an item. Doesn't have, I guess, didn't have enough for that serrated dirt. Yeah, Rakosa. He's looking for it. He is that Kane. He can sneak his way on in behind the wall. He might be looking for it. I don't think there's a ward down in that bush just yet. We'll have to see once the camera moves back on up. Actually, it wasn't warded, so he had the opportunity to maybe make a play. Because now, look, Riven pushed on up. And right now, we got some pings coming out as it looks like they're looking to start up this dragon.
And now it's just going to be the fact that Dragon Tail and Falshore looking to take this one themselves, and with the early Infernal Dragon, it's going to help the snowball rolling as the team really needs to start thinking about how they are going to close out this game in terms of what is their win condition. Because we see the fact that on the opposing team, you've got the JN, you've got the Cassidy, you've got all these late game win conditions in their team. So how does the side of Berklee find a way to win this game even through that? And they've got to snowball it early on. They can't let it get to the game. And that's why they really need a win condition very early on. They can't rely on just, maybe we'll get them in the mid game.
Amadeus on the Cassidy looking to play up, has that Rift Walk available, can jump on in, get the damage down, but it's a Vlad, he can just sustain it back. They're looking to push possibly somewhere. I see pings coming up in topside. Scarborough has the support of his jungler. They're going to push on up. Unfortunate misclick possibly, but it doesn't matter. Look at the damage from this Ribbon already with the Warhammer as well as the Serrated Dirk.
And the Bronze Stomp is working once again, but this early in the game, without really the opposing team getting much of it, it could mean that they snowball ahead even further earlier, but Lightning Lash has something to say about it.
Well, he uses the On the Hunt, but isn't going to connect, and now there's a TP coming down from Scarborough. Doesn't look like he's going to finish it. He decides not to. Maybe seeing if Derpy... wants the tower. Maybe we would have seen if Derpy was going to try and answer for it, but this could get turned on their head right now. A flash flay with the lantern is going to come out here. Keytar Dragon gets taken out there by the Kayn, and Dragon Tail to follow up. They get 1 kill back onto the support, but that's not enough. Double kill for the jungler.
And the Kayn getting rolling as well, but with the first tower going down in top lane, if Riven can be so crucial for the team, but it looks like she's
going
losing.
on in. He wants to try and get this. Derpy, though, able to juke him out, gets the Q backwards and is able to pick up the kill. Dead even game, though. 15k gold on both these teams. 4-4 at 10 minutes. Looking for another nail-biter.
There really isn't much to see right now in the game. The constant back and forth aggression. And that's all the game has really devolved to. As now, if we look in the mid lane, we can small CS lead for Amadeus, where he's winning the matchup we expected him to win, but he's never really had kill pressure onto the Vladimir. Even once he hit level 6, he wasn't looking to ever pressure him out. Just wants to get that Rod of Ages and start getting that scaling, of course, waiting for the 10 minutes till that hits its maximum stacks.
Well, Lasagna getting that one down, has the ultimate available, still taking a lot of damage here. Amadeus on this Kassadin has been punishing this matchup quite good. It's just kind of slowed down a bit, trying to see if any members are looking to get caught out, and we could see it up here. Raykoza trying to make a move, but this is a very big Riven right now. You could see the damage Scarbo is able to put out, but look at that Derpy landing the combo, able to just chunk out this Riven.
And this is what Derpy needs to do. He needs to be that big damage threat that he was in the last game. The guy who took Scarbo out of it. And again, looking to do exactly the same thing, but in a slightly different setup. With the Riven being in the top lane, but going in.
Oh, look at that. You can just chunk through this. Jace picks up the kill with the ultimate slash. Looked like there was a possibility of a gank in mid. Falshore on that Maokai using the roots to go through the jungle. Didn't catch anybody out, so everyone just kind of backs off it. Luckily for this team, they have a lot of abilities to maneuver around that Maokai ultimate.
So this is 2 games in a row we've seen Lasagna really struggle against Amadeus to continually fall behind in CS. Really be a rough time for him, as he's going for the Proto Belt once again, as he did in the previous game. And he's going to be looking to be that guy diving the backline. Get safer than the Echo on this Vladimir, obviously the healing to get him back to that full HP very quickly. You can go for the magic resistance, something like a Spirit Visage will become very tanky as well. But it just shows that he is a guy who really struggling in lane, and Amadeus is simply outclassing him in the laning. It's just doesn't make sense why you go for Vladimir into Vladimir blind, knowing Kassadin's still available, even though you just saw you got dumped down to half the CS of your opponent.
Well, Lightning Lash has to run on out of there, uses the On the Hunt to get back toward his support. There's a teleport coming in from behind, though. Raykuza able to take that Lantern, almost overcommitted there. Aichir Taco wants to keep fighting, has Amadeus coming on over on the Kassadin, lands the hook onto the Maokai, but that's not the one. Here comes Lasagna Viking, he gets that ultimate down. Look at all the members that are about to get popped by it. 2 members of UMass going down. And now the cleanup can happen. Lasagna maybe overcommitted just a little bit too much. Doesn't have that Q available. He will get taken out by Derpy. But in the end, it is a 1-for-3, possibly more right now. Lightning trying to run for his life. Might turn this one around. He does with the boomerang. Gets another kill. So 2-for-3 overall in favor of Berklee.
And once again, we see once the team fight phase rolls around, Lasagna is going to for himself. 0, 1, and 3. His Lightning Lash now goes down as well. Scarbo. Again. This guy is the carry for his team. 6 and 1. Now his team taking Mountain Dragon as well. Not having the boring dragons from the last series. This is all action.
Well, you know what? Clown Dragon, maybe Clown Fiesta, but not this time. Is it still very up in the air. Who could take this? Rayquaza able to land that knock-up, gets the shutdown, and they actually stop the dragon from being taken.
And I want to touch on something we just saw there, as Rayquaza has been going for the Warriors Enchant, is going for a damage-oriented build, but is also going for the Rast form of Kayn, where he gets the knock-up, he becomes a drain tank. It means his ultimate has 0 damage, but he gets the knock-up on his W that can be so crucial in teamfights to provide that large amount of...
Able to get that knock-up, and like you said, that's what gets the picks, and I Eat Your Tacos will pick up the kill. Give some gold to that support. Lasagna going heavily aggressive here. Gets silenced, so stops the combo. Amadeus just rift walking, just wants to pick up that CS, wants to keep this mid laner occupied while his team secures the dragon.
And they don't actually get this mountain dragon, as you alluded to, which is gonna hurt them because they wanted to get the dragons to snowball the game with them. Now,
sure. He gets the support by Lasagna. Lasagna picks up the kill. They're looking to go on in, flash knock-up, a double kill for the Vladimir. Meanwhile, in bot side, Dragon Tail has to use the Feather Storm. Beautiful hook, gonna land there by I Eat Your Tacos, predicts where she was landing, and now they can look to siege up this tower, but every other lane is getting pushed in.
They're likely to lose the mid tower, but they're trying to catch out the
Ultimate is used there. Kitar Dragon doesn't have the ability just yet, just trying to wait this one out, not able to heal herself back up. And that Kayn is able to pick up the kill.
Kayn, 5-1-3, trying to be the carry that contests the Riven in this game. Doing what Derpy Herpy did in the previous game. And he started to get the lanes in a much better position. You saw Lightning Lash was struggling a little bit early on, but has now caught right back up to 1-5 and has a 20 CS lead.
And now at that 16-minute mark, you want to start getting some wards down, want to start trying to pick off any junglers, any people trying to roam around, maybe even take a Rift Herald. And it looks like Scarbo actually wants to. So he's in that pit, slowly working it down on that Riven. Wants to be a split push threat, go to any lane, try and clean up some kills, and really open up the game if they can secure a good Rift Herald. And actually, Lasagna gotta be careful here.
He is going aggressive, but he does have the Crimson Rush available, so he's continually back up. But with Rayquaza just around the corner, he has to really be careful. It's just going to continue with that push. He's got that item completed, so now he can continually shove in the Kassadin. Kassadin obviously relies on his to push waves, and you have to have a certain amount of spells used around you to be able to use that. Meaning it's only really relevant when you have several members around.
You can see right now, gotta be a little bit careful in this jungle. Maokai gets knocked up, his sapling will be there to add the slow. Lasagna looking to find a member, someone. Taco almost landing the hook. And now the On the Hunt is popped. They want to hunt down this Soraka. The Hemo Blade comes out, picks up 3 members. Amadeus picks up a kill. Featherstorm comes on out. Derpy going down very low. It's going to be a Rift Herald up in the top side. And now a TP. Lasagna gets taken down, shut down. And guess what? There's a Rift Herald up in your top side. They're looking just to stop Descarbo. He wants to go in, gets that ultimate up in the air. He gets the shutdown, looking up to pick up more kills, gets a double kill. They're looking to finish off Amadeus, but that Rift Herald up in top side, being left alone, that base is going to get slaughtered.
A big chunk could come away from that tower fairly soon, but pressure's going back, and we know it has been ready. His HP will have dropped significantly, but that is still a lot of pressure that they've managed to get from that. And the fact that they forced all the members to try and base in their own side of the map, so we could see Scarbo collapse on them, just was so crucial, as it means they get a couple kills for themselves and don't really give over all that.
Well, they get that Rift Herald to open up a couple turrets, also get the middle lane first tier tower. Now want to start pushing some advantages. They got themselves a little bit of a gold lead here. Baron going to be on the map in about a minute. We'll have to see if they're looking for more picks and just looking to punish hard.
So we got to start looking towards really the carriers in this game, talking about what is their goal. Because we can see the fact that Riven is 8-2-2. Is her goal just to kill everybody in a team fight, stomp over everybody? Well, simply put, yes, but at the same time, she's got to look for these specific targets. She's got to get rid of Lightning Lash, who is this big crit monster come the late game, starting to get towards what I assume is going to be the Phantom Dancer next item, which will be even more so, providing even more for her. She'll that 50% be able to kite so effectively with the bonus movement speed, both her passive and that. So, really, you got to think about Riven just trying to get rid of her early, catching her by surprise. And on the other side, it's really how can you stop the Riven besides I eat your tacos, holding on to his flay for just Scarbo. And if you're doing it for just that, it means that Maokai's able to get on.
I Eat Your Tacos brings his jungler into the middle of a fight, and it's not one they want. Double kill for Lasagna, picks it up, but from behind it's going to be Derpy answering onto Dragontail. Looking to just try and escape this Maokai, but there's still a Riven up in top side, looking to keep up the pressure.
Following up on the Rift Herald damage.
Yeah, wants to, and now Derpy sees a Soraka, has the blood vision. He is able to take the kill, but at the cost of his own life. And Scarbo looking to just finish off this tower, maybe trying to get escape now.
And this really reminds me of the fact that did the pick and ban for where you could actually see the Riven versus Kassadin matchup. It's one that does exist in the mid lane. It's a very new one. Riven is actually a straight counter to Kassadin, so they can't put him in the side lane against the Riven because he needs to get into melee range damage. Riven, she's rather happy letting him do that. He only damage shield, so she's just gonna chunk him to all hell.
Looking to clear out some wards. Baron, possibility here. Scarbo just clearing out that jungle, making sure there's nothing for UMass to try and clean up. They're only able to get that blue buff down in bot side. See pings coming out right now. They know where people are. Now they're going to actually finally start clearing out those wards that have been giving Berklee so much information.
With Berklee being so deep into the jungle, consistently we can see picks potentially coming out as he's looking to flat onto Derpy Herpy, but shows his face a little bit too early. Maybe missed out on the kill he could have had there.
Well, might see if Derpy tries to walk up to that wave, though. You can see the poke coming out from him. Not able to go through the minion wave, though. He's just trying to get Scarbo off this top side. Really, it's not been looking too good for the side of UMass recently in these fights. When it comes to a 4v4, they seem to be outclassed because Lasagna is just able to get so much AoE on their backline.
It's Lasagna, yeah. We said he had the issues in the laning, but the team fights is his playground as he's consistently able to get onto the backline, start bursting people.
Members, Scarbo goes straight on in, it backfires. You see the damage he can output. Ult is coming on down, gonna get that shield. Look at this, he's chunking through this.
Cheeky.
A double kill, the 1v2 coming on through, and now pushing on to this inhibitor tower and looking to siege on in with the super minions if it's possible. And you see Riven on top side, they're now pressuring 2 lanes. There's not a whole lot UMass can do.
With the 3 members versus the 5, can only hold 3v4 in mid, and no one can really contest the Riven. Collapse on her now.
Scarbo being left alone right now just to take it. You do see Tacos coming on over, but the inhibitor will fall. Lasagna in the very back line of the team. The turret goes down. Hook does land from the Thresh.
Oh my god, he's still alive!
Dragontail picks up the kill. And now they're looking to maybe just back off. This Jace is able to output a lot of damage. This could be cleanup for Amadeus. This Kayn as well as Derpy. Looks like they're not going to follow on through. They're just looking to stall out some backs possibly.
Now they're looking to head to the bot lane because they see the huge mid wave chunking their tower. But oh, Riven, she's not done.
No, she wants to get this inhibitor, just going for it. Will have to back off as Derpy was there keeping the peace. And a Dragon actually started up here for Berklee. Might be a possibility. I don't really see a way for Kane to really steal this one without being in trouble, so he's going to give it on over. And that's just a nice Cloud Drake to add to their Infernal.
So another Drake for the scaling, a little bit of movement to help rotate around the lanes. And when you've got the base exposed, it does help a little bit because you're able to go from pushing top wave to pushing mid wave just that little bit quicker. And just even 20 movement speed more could be enough to take the inhib versus not taking.
Koza gonna clear out that ward. Now working onto the Raptors. Just gonna clean it all up, just farming back up, trying to get some gold back into his pocket. You can see they have a lot of armor pen on their side, the lethality in that Black Cleaver. And Kitar able to just stop those backs, just causing interruptions here in the jungle.
And that's what Kitar is continually doing, just throwing those Qs out on every opportunity.
No. Scarbo has that GA as well, pop the ultimate to try to go aggressive. Amadeus has to back out from mid lane. There's just nothing that UMass can really do in this scenario. They go on in onto Scarbo, might pick up the kill, but they have the Soraka heal to keep him alive.
Soraka's still coming.
He keeps her alive right now. Derpy gonna go down to the auto, and the Ignite finally gonna tick down as Kitar picks up the kill.
Really nice collapse from Kitar to keep him alive and keep Scarbo alive in the one. So they continue to pressure mid lane, knowing that the top lane is going to survive. They get that tower there, and they're looking to make it 3 inhibitors down very soon.
They have that 10k gold lead, 26 minutes. Might not need even an inhibitor. They just want to go ahead, clearing up every tower, every possible building on the side here of UMass. Berklee looking to finish off this game. It looks like they want to head back, get a final buy, and then look to open it up.
With the Baron having already spawned, you could legitimately seeing them go there before they try and end it here, but really all they need to do is take one team fight straight up mid, knowing that the enemy team, with 3 inhibitors down, is going to find it very hard to push out further than that.
Rykoza gonna clearing up his red buff. Not gonna get that stolen away this time. Like you said, final buys coming on in. You see the GA. You see all the lethality for this Riven. Leandre's for the EU.
Even got the Tiamat for the animation cancelled form with it.
Rykoza trying to aggro the Baron. Scarbo jumps right on in right now. He gets hooked up. He's not able to do a whole lot. IE Tacos looking to run for his life. This is going to be it. Lasagna pushing on forward. Ziffer can't do anything. She has no mana. Scarbo with the slash takes her down. And Berklee look to answer game 1 here. Tie up the best of 2. Get a point for themselves. And try and move on in this group stage and look to do better in their other matchups. Nexus Towers falling. Derpy looking to maybe answer. Amadeus on the Kassadin. Rift walking and Derpy taking so much damage. Scarbo is godlike right now. Amadeus gets the Featherstorm laid down right on top of him. The Ignite is ticking. Scarbo looking for one last kill. Lasagna will be the one to pick it up. It's just nothing they can do as the Nexus falls down.
And this is going to make it a 1-1 series as Berklee pull it back. And the UMass take one game, but they respond in kind. Scarbo showing up from the top lane this time. And they're going to net themselves that point.
And you can see there, Scarbo on this Riven, you mentioned it, carry of the team, just able to do so much for them. It's just looking so good for them. Berklee just turn it on their heads because they had a slight advantage in the early game last game and just kind of let it go.
It's really showing that they can get advantages for their team. But it's just in that first game, it had already been a bit too late. The early game was that strong from UMass that by the time they had managed to accrue advantages from themselves, it was close to the late game. Exactly. UMass wanted to be. But this time around, Berklee not going to give them a chance, as the Jace is left 4-11. Poor guy.
No, got slaughtered up in that top side. Derpy not able to do a whole lot. Was very powerful in game 1, but just not able to transfer it over, and their team just got slaughtered. So for right now, guys, we're going to go ahead, go back to a break. When we come back, or if we come back, we'll set up our next tournament series in the tournament. And I've been told by production, actually, that this was our last cast for tonight. So thank you guys for joining us for the AVGL Collegiate League of Legends Championship. Again, there's still a lot to be played here over the next coming week, and we're excited to see what other awesome matchups we have in store. Sin, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some other teams. We got like Columbia with their big roster. That's actually got Shady and Hollywood on it. So that's an exciting one. Of course, Shady not really going to be playing for the next few weeks as he is in Korea with Phoenix One, but still the team will be exciting regardless. I know they'll be looking to put on some big performances.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what teams can make it and will be in our grand final at DreamHack from AVGL and the rest of the crew. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.
There is nothing that they can do to protect a king and his fool. Caught in the fire, watch it burn. Ash to ash, now it's our turn. Take their kingdom down and smash it to pieces. Turn their feet around, they will leave defeated. They will crumble at the sight of our legion. If you want the crown, then you've got to break them down. Break them. Father.